Hello, everyone. It's Commodore Z. Welcome back to another night of tabletop role playing. And my friends that were joining me tonight. I want to thank everyone for being here. People I've played with are professional actors, so judge them as such. Treat them as such. Give them the critiques as such. No, I kid. I'm having some fun. I'm not trying to get their anxieties up.
Too late.
Professional means you get paid for it.
Yes, you can. And you can subscribe at their respective channels. Team Wildwood, Baron 11 Bravo, and the Keyword Saver. All right, but joining me are these three wonderful people, and we're going to start today with Nerded Art. Tell us who you are, and tell us a little about your character.
So I am Nerd at Art. I don't stream on my own channel, but sometimes you'll see me streaming over at the Team Wildwood channel where I paint, I craft, and sometimes I play video games. Tonight I am playing Ulfhild Sorensdottir. She has been awake for 3 weeks now after being asleep for a good 400 years. So it's a brand new world. And she has to go to another damn party. All right.
You good?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. I'm Keyword Savior. I do stream on Twitch. I stream a little bit of everything, a lot of retro stuff. Today is my streamiversary, and I played part 2 of my Metroid series playthrough, Metroid Samus Returns, the remake for 3DS. I am playing Dante Crow, the resident insurance adjuster, bloodsucker, blood magician, and socialite extraordinaire, who is attending another party tonight after a successful party on Tuesday night, and he's rather glad that he's not hosting this one and just attending as a guest, potentially of honor, but he's keeping his hopes to himself, so...
My name's Jeff, or I go by Retired 11B. I stream largely painting miniatures and some video games, but mostly painting minis. And I'm playing Salvatore Ricci, a Nosferatu who is very anachronistic. He's been he's fairly old, but he kind of got put up on a rack for a few centuries. So, but then that was
Not better.
well, no, yeah, and that's Salvatore Ricci, a Nosferatu. So he's the kind of the archetypical Count Orlok looking, bald, creepy. Right. Loadmaster. No. That is infantry. Loadmaster. Oh.
No, not at all. All right, so so those are my players, everyone. We love them. I got a bunch of questions we're going to ask them before we get started tonight.
No worries, man. No worries.
But I want to do a brief summary of where we left off. Dante's been rising in the ranks after holding a salon last Tuesday. Partially because he rolled great on his roll. He put together a great party, and secondly,
he did really good.
He has been acknowledged as having been integral in helping with the Sabbat problem by the seneschal of the city, and that the acknowledgement, while it seemed private with the handing of the book of the journal, it has been made public knowledge.
Oh, really?
So your coterie star is currently on the rise.
Wish those Christmas lights weren't so...
They are obnoxious, but it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to use your background removal if you don't want to.
I want to, because it matches with the rest of it. I just wish that my camera wouldn't pick up stuff. But I guess...
Little artifacts around. Yeah, it won't be perfect.
It will never be perfect. All right. So I want to encourage you. Tell me your character's current perspective. We're going to start with Dante. What's your character's current perspective of what's going on in the city?
Dante is kind of astounded at the fact that he is seemingly a noir detective as of late. It seems that one task just leads to another set of mysteries. The best way he can describe the journal that he's been handed, that is kind of the crux of the original mystery, is just a key to a door that opens to another door. But he is enjoying the prospects of rising within the local kindred, given that he is representing his clan as a whole in the stead of Juliet Darmond. He hosted a killer salon. He rubbed elbows with the
Killer?
with aplomb, and he has guarded expectations, but he's kind of cruising on into this Elysium.
Kind of riding high. Yeah.
Yeah, he's expecting some side eye, but not in the snark way.
Ufield.
Yeah.
What is Ufield's current perspective on what's going on?
She's been around these monsters for 3 weeks now. They really like to throw parties. She's really not into that. But she's, especially after going to Dante's salon, come to realize that, they're very vain creatures, and she's gonna have to play their game a little bit. So she's not super happy about it, but she's showing up to do her part. Mostly with the what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation of helping Salvatore, because he's been just so helpful to her in these last few weeks, and she really does feel indebted to him. Not in like a bad way, but in a almost loving way. She feels safe with him, and she feels very out of place in the world right now.
That's interesting that you bring that up, because you do have that perspective. You spend so much time alone on the outskirts of so many other societies that you didn't really have time to. I mean, you just 400 years. That's a long time to just be on the outskirts of society and see it change. The last time you did, it came back and bit you.
Yep. I definitely have been reflecting on that a lot as a character, just the way the world has changed. And I've lived 2 lives now. I went to torpor once before, and I was a very different person. My first life, I was a very different person. My second life, and I'm welcoming in my third one now to see what it is.
Excellent. Retired 11 Bravo. Tell us what Salvatore's perspective on the current situation is.
Dread. Going into the social interactions of Elysium is a minefield, covered in webs, made by a dozen really big spiders that love nothing more to eat the young. So yeah, it's dangerous, and this is not his arena for interacting. It's mostly for just being around and listening in and hearing bits and information and stuff like that, and not really interacting with many people. But he can't keep doing that. So he'll have to turn it on and then turn it off, kind of thing. And interact, and he's very, amongst the pretty people, he's very self-conscious and anxious about that. And so that would definitely show in like the whole getting ready to go and have no idea what to wear and all of that stuff. But it's hard because who do you trust? Nobody. I think really the only person he can really trust is Oldfield. And that's a gamble because he's going off of what he believes, which may be untrue, but she's ancient and a warrior and focused on her word is her bond kind of thing, and honor and things like that, and so that's dependable. The other one's not sure. He doesn't always read the social cues as well as like Dante or the other coterie member that's been locked away for a while.
On business.
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 All right, so does anyone have any lingering questions before we begin? Before we dive into social combat, real quick, we're going to explore that before we go into the live in the game. But any lingering questions about things from downtime that you have,
I don't think so.
Anything you want to share from downtime that you think everyone should know, so it's not meta knowledge? Anything that you need to share?
Oh, well, yeah, I was hoping that we would get a chance to catch up because these two have been off. And so...
you will get a chance to catch up, IC, if that's what you want to do.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
Okay.
All right. Good.
I'm just saying lingering questions that you may have.
No, not for you.
All right.
It's interpersonal stuff.
Social combat, guys. Very simple. It works just like physical combat, except it uses different. It can take place over a few minutes, a few hours, a few years, a few centuries. Just depends on how long of a game you're playing with your opponent. Or it can take place the entire night of an Elysium, or one interaction. Essentially, your health pool is your willpower tracker. You can take superficial health to your willpower damage to your willpower tracker, or aggravated damage to your willpower tracker, depending on how biting the remark is, what they do, who your audience is, exactly. Depending on how many successes they could crush your willpower in one go. And
look at that kitty.
Look at that kitty. Looks like he's about to eat your shoulder.
Oh, kitty.
So your social conflict pools are going to be things like, if you're going to stare someone down, your resolve plus intimidation. If you in a rival attempt to convince the prince the other is lying, you're going to use manipulation plus persuasion. You can take half like you could in normal, or you can aid. You can, if you have the ability, you have the skill, you can help your buddy out. If you don't have it, unfortunately, you can't do teamwork. I know your sheets. I know where you guys are strong. I know this is not super your strong point, so we're also going to take into account your role playing that you do as well, and we'll take into consider how that affects the difficulties and things like that. But I know your sheets. I know your strong points. I know where you're weak. I do apologize, but I thought this was going to be a fun scene. I really do think it will be. A couple other things. Like I said, time and social combat. Winning social combat. Social combat ends when one of the parties concedes defeat. Usually when impaired. So you're impaired when you run out of health. So if you fill your box with superficial willpower health, you're impaired. You take a -2 to your actions. You're out. You've lost. That's how it works. All right. So that's social combat. So we're going to start off with our feeding scenes tonight, folks. So we're going to start with Dante Crow. Dante, right. How are you going to feed it? You're going to feed as a farmer, correct?
Yeah.
And you just purchased Animal Ken for that, I understand.
Yes, I did.
Who else spent XP this week?
I did. I spent 1 point on... I added a point of persuasion.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Dante, what did you spend your XP on this week?
2 points of Animal Ken to help me with my hunting.
And did you spend any XP, Nerded Art? Yes, you did.
I did. Yep, I bought 1 point in animalism and took Sense the Beast.
Sense the Beast, a nice power. Very nice. All right, so, Dante, I want you to make your Composure plus Animal Ken.
All right. Can I use heightened senses aspects?
Yes, you may. Or are you trying to add your aspects to the roll?
Yeah.
Yes, you may, because it is a Composure check. You got 2 successes.
Yeah.
All right, so you find a large horse. You find a wild horse that's escaped. It's Pen. No. You can take for one scene, you can slake 2 hunger, but you can't get to 0. You never get to 0 feeding on animals. You can only get to 0 by fully killing a human.
All right. Well, I'm at 1 hunger then, so right. I just grab a snack before Elysium just to.
All right. What do you do in your feeding? What do you do to prepare for Elysium?
Well, I go back to my haven and I style myself out.
All right. You saw the dress code?
Oh yes, elegant.
Okay. Did anyone get a chance to read the fashion section in the vampire book?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it did.
The fashion section in the vampire book. No, what page is that?
I think it was 284.
280.
I could be wrong about that. That number's just sticking out in my head.
I almost misread that.
Nope, that's
not it.
Me.
I saw fixatio and my brain saw something else.
Let's see if I can find that page.
And blood alchemy.
Not that it's important. So you gussy yourself up. I'm going to ask you to describe yourself when it's your turn to enter Elysium anyway. So you feed, you get yourself down to 1 hunger. You found an escaped
53.
horse. I
don't know why.
You found yourself an escaped horse. All right, Nerd at Art. You're an alley cat. You hunt in the city. Okay, from what I understand.
Well, lately I've mostly been hunting out in the woods because I've been working on my animalism and my protean powers and all that. So I've been, since I'm not really fast enough to chase anything, I've been using that kind of stalking skill and using my soaring leap to just kind of sit in trees and wait for things to pass by so that I can pounce on them.
Okay, so you want to feed out? You're gonna try to feed like a farmer?
Yep.
All right, so composure plus animal, Ken.
Let's see. And I'm at 2 hunger.
You should be started at 2 hunger, yep.
Yep.
All right, so you do not get a messy critical or messy. You just get a success. You may slake 2 hunger from. Actually, I'm looking at this. You're going for small game, multiple small animals, 3 or 4 cats, or a dozen or more rats in that equivalent. So squirrels and the like. You can slake yourself down 1 hunger, but you can only slake yourself down to -1 anyway. So, because you can't go to 0 on animals, but there's no resonance. It's just an animal resonance. That seems to be what you're looking for, though.
Yep.
How do you prepare for tonight?
Ulfild herself doesn't really know how to prepare for tonight, but she knows that she doesn't have the social skills. But she is kind of thinking back to when she first met Eleanor and just how entranced Eleanor was with her. And she's like, all right, if I have to play this game, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to armor up. So she's probably going to go to Salvatore and be like, Salvatore, I don't know where to go. I need a dress. I need to shower. I need to do my hair. I need to put on makeup. I need all of those things.
I have an idea. So yeah.
All right.
All right. So Salvatore, you're going to help with that. But how do you feed? As an alley cat?
I want to check my touchstone. Catherine West, check in, make sure that everything is. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure nobody's creeping around there. She's had problems in the past, so just kind of do the casual drive-by kind of. Everything okay? Everything cool? All right, cool.
Yep, everything. Well, as
long as everything's fine.
Give me a Witsmith Streetwise check.
3, 4. So
As you're driving by, you notice someone trying to crawl into her window.
Now we're going to be all sneaky and see what's going on.
They're trying to jimmy it with a tool.
Who's they?
It is a man in his. It's definitely a man, probably about 5'11", stocky build, wearing a brown bomber jacket, leather boots, jeans, and a black hooded, a black mask over his face, a ski mask.
Oh, a black mask. Oh, my favorite. Well, while he is focused on trying to get the lock and all that kind of stuff, he's about to have a bad night. So it'll be one of those sneak, grab him, knock the wind out of him, and go for the bite.
Yep. How much do you take?
Enough to make him sad, but not enough to kill him.
So you take just like one. You take a sip from him.
Yeah.
That includes licking the wound closed.
Yeah. We'll lick the wound.
So are you taking a maximum non-harmful drink, or are you doing harm? Are you doing harm to him?
I need to slake my thirst as much as I can without killing him.
Okay. So
that might hurt him.
So yeah, you can do you can take one from him and still do aggravated damage equal to the hunger slaked. 1 turn per hunger slaked. So you can still basically rip that from him if you want. And lick the wound.
Get my little notepad. Stay away from this house. Underline. Hold this up. I'll stick it in his mouth. Stuff him in the alley.
How do you prepare for this? For today's
Go back to the haven to meet up with Oldfield. And yeah, I've got like 4 different suits that are more or less the same, tall necked, really. It's all black with like white lace. And he would be fretting. Want to. And he, cleans a little bit of dust off of this and
Salvatore.
Yes.
Salvatore, they're all the same. Just pick one.
But this one is clearly a finer weave. And this one, the lace on this is exquisite. I mean, it needs a little darning on the ends, but...
Salvatore. They're all the same. Just pick one.
Like, he takes the jacket from this one and the pants from this one, and the shoes, he'll get those buffed. And we know a place that we can get into that I wonder if we could find something at the dry cleaning place. Do we have an inn? Do we know anybody that has an inn at the dry cleaners that we could slip in and go shopping?
I don't think so. And I don't know if anyone has got contacts with the dry cleaners.
Any of my Nosferatu kindred?
Not offhand. I mean, if you want to go there, you're gonna have to go there.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see if we can break into a place and larceny it. Though I have no larceny.
Larceny is a verb.
We're gonna lighten you.
Is this to get me something to wear, or is this to get you something else to wear?
We're gonna get you a fancy get up.
All right.
Is that the plan, Zed, or did you have a different plan?
No, you know what? We're going to go with however this goes.
All right.
I had a plan, but hey, it doesn't matter.
If you have a plan, then
no, you guys are going to the dry cleaners. All right. So it's a slight snow out. The snow fell in slow, deliberate drifts. Muffles the world beneath a thick white hush. The streets of Lake Blackwater lay quiet, save for the occasional car rumbling in the distance. You guys don't drive. You guys don't have access to a vehicle, do you?
I've got like the loaner from what's his name?
You guys are taking the loaner out. All right.
You're taking the loaner van, which totally looks like a serial killer van. It's like a late '80s with a Chevy with like the little dome in the back.
Streets of Lake Blackwater lay quiet, save for the occasional car rumbling in the distance, its headlights cutting through the heavy, dark street lamps flickered in the cold, their glow casting long shadows over the shuttered shops and abandoned sidewalk. One storefront stood apart from the others, light spilling in from frost-rimmed windows, warm and inviting against the night. Covington's Dry Cleaning. Behind the glass mannequins stood frozen in elegant displays, whilst the rack behind them that has I don't know what it's called, but it has all the clothes attached to it. There are dresses on the mannequins as well. This is also a dressmaker's shop.
The lights are on. Somebody's there.
Someone's there. It's only it's 6:30. It's early.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's early.
I'll pull my hood up. And two mortals, I just look disfigured. So, well, let's go see if we could talk to the proprietor.
All right, so you guys enter the doors. All right, so you don't see her right away, but you do see racks and racks of clothes hanging in bags behind the counter. You see some fine dresses on the mannequins ahead of you, and then you see a woman kind of peek her head around the corner. She's just a brunette with wearing glasses. How can I help you?
Yes. Do you have any... We're in need of... Oh, sorry. Do you have any... I am in need of a dress for my friend. Something elegant. Even if it is something I know that people abandon clothes that go to the cleaners sometimes.
We don't close the homeless, sir.
I assure you, she is not homeless. But
we're not a
we're
charity.
in a pinch. You are a tailor?
Yes. While you're talking, you hear ringing. The bell rings, and a small child walks in behind her. And she's like, "Ma'am, please." And she goes, "No, I told you to leave before." She goes, "Well, I just need a little bit. My mother's sick. My mother's sick. I just need a little bit." She's like, "No, get out of here. Go." And she shoos the kid away.
What is this business?
It's none of yours. That's what it is. Are you here to pick up an order, or are you here to commission a dress?
I need a dress for this evening.
Well, this isn't Macy's. The outlet stores are on the main strip.
I walk up to one of the...
That's my fault. Sorry, guys. You guys don't know about the outlet stores.
Outlet stores,
I walk up to one of the mannequins there in the front window, And I started kind of admiring one of the dresses on it. And I just go, I think I'll take this one.
It's the one that you AI generated before.
It is.
How prescient.
How auspicious.
It's like it was meant to be.
You think that this will do? It's a little understated. And he has like this weird, messed up, kind of quirky little smile, which with his, disfigurement is creepy.
And how do you intend to pay for this?
I will step back and let the seamstress and the
perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement.
What kind of place you think this is?
I'm gonna take a sniff off this woman. What am I smelling off her?
All right, you're using your new power, so it's free, but you need to make a resolve plus animal check versus their composure plus subterfuge.
Well, she's just a human. It's just Bloodhound, right? Which I think is free.
Yeah, Bloodhound is different. I thought you were using animal stuff.
Well, unless she's supernatural, since the beast is, because that's actually the reason why I got it, is I wanted to use my Bloodhound ability tonight, and then I realized it only worked on people. So I was like, all right, I gotta get sense the beast.
Yeah, what page is Bloodhound on?
Let me find it real quick.
I may have.
Okay. I need to
it is
do a better job of marking my pages.
Basically, lets you sense the resonance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 245.
Yeah, there we go.
It's free.
Bloodhound, it's a merit. All right, so you sense a resonance. She's a little hot-headed. She's coming off very hot-headed to you. Going to be very sanguineous. If you took a sip off of her, you'd feel it. She's not very cooperative.
I'm gonna kind of lean over the counter, and I'm gonna get in real close, and I'm gonna kind of do this, kind of get her to lean in on me.
She defensively puts her hand up like this, but she leans in.
I'm gonna grab the back of her head and slam it against the counter and knock her unconscious.
Give me a strength plus brawl check.
I will trade you one headache for the dress.
Exactly.
A short nap and a headache.
I don't like that lady. She's giving me major bitch vibes. Strength plus brawl.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. You put her head through the counter.
You smash her head down. I'm not even going to give her a chance. You got over her general success. You only needed 2. You smash her down. Her nose hits, just is obliterated as it hits the counter. Blood spurts everywhere. She kind of reels back. She wobbles as she falls down. You notice there is a tiny, tiny speck of blood on the white dress.
Oh no!
tiniest speck that you barely notice on the dress.
Someone at Elysium's gonna notice that shit. I know it.
I'll move on the back and let's move her somewhere. I'm like, let me try and clean her up a little bit. Oh, sorry.
She is knocked out cold.
I'm gonna just grab the dress like mannequin and all and just walk out the door with it.
Give me a wits plus awareness check.
Wits awareness at 6.
You got it. You don't even need to roll. You notice there's a camera above the counter.
We'll go around, snap off the can, break that off, and there should be a computer somewhere. No, just gonna look for a camera real quick. Perhaps in an office or something like that.
See if you can find some liquid paper. Cover up that blood spot.
Yeah, we'll go through and try to find a computer.
All right. Give me a wits plus technology check.
That's 3. To find it?
No. Do what you're going to do with it once you find it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me...
It's not hard to find. You're looking for 3 dice. All right, so you're not great with computers. And you having trouble getting through this Macintosh operating system and file structure. You don't really know what you're looking for.
She's got a drink or something sitting around.
Yeah, sure.
Take this and pour it in it.
All right, so you fry your computer. The files are in the computer.
They're in the computer.
Fantastic.
And if she's got, we'll hit the till. Ching. Put it in the wallet.
Nice.
We've got to make it look like something, so.
Makes sense. So it was a robbery. There was some violence.
You might have a loose end. There was a little kid hanging around.
Yeah, there was a kid.
Little kid left, right? Yeah.
No, as you're leaving, you see the little kid just sort of staring in the window like...
It's a kid. Nobody's going to believe him.
Yeah, we'll go and come out and go like, hello, little one. You came here for assistance. You needed help.
Yes, I did.
What did you need?
I'm trying to collect money for my mother so we can help pay for her cancer studies.
Well, here you go.
Great, thanks, mister. Goes, takes it, she kind of looks at you, pockets it, and she runs away.
Yeah, the chess computer.
Loose end just running down the street. Oh, shit.
Nobody will believe you, bro.
Just broke my desk. My chair.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Just the armrest. It's all good.
All right. So you took the dress. All right. So everyone's getting ready. All right. So the Blackwater Grand Theater has been transformed into a decadent monument to the cameraless triumph of the Sabbat. Banners of deep crimson and gold hang from the rafters, and the chandeliers burn with an almost eerie radiance, illuminating the sea of well-dressed kindred who have gathered to revel in this carefully orchestrated spectacle. The orchestral performance in the background, an almost militant arrangement of classical pieces, sets the tone. This is not just a party, it's a declaration. Victor Lestrade has ensured that tonight is about his domain's resilience, his power, and the order of the Camarilla. The air hums with whispered conversations, backroom deals, and veiled hidden threats behind the pleasant smile. How do you arrive? Dante, you first.
Well, I take a lift because I wrapped my
meat first, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
That's right. We're going to meet up first.
You guys are going to meet up first. I'm going to do that again. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are going to meet up first. Wow.
Yeah, we would get all dolled up and then head to Dante's, put final touches on things, share notes, and then I guess we could ride together.
Sure. All right. Now I'm out of the city. I think I'll come meet. Like, you have a place in the city or in town,
Yeah,
right?
but you can't get to it.
Okay.
Well, you
He could pick us up somewhere, though.
Yeah, he could pick us up somewhere. We'll meet. We've got my van that I'm using, and I could roll out to you.
Okay. We're not going to take your van because somebody literally scratched free candy on the side with like their keys, and we're not rolling up to Elysium in that. We're going to take a classier Uber because you can actually request vehicles. So we're going to take a town car. I mean,
Good.
we have the resources for that. Might as well show it off. So do you want me to tell you how I'm dressed, or is that when we show up to Elysium?
That's
or
when
we
we
just
show up to Elysium. Why don't you guys talk to
Okay.
yourselves now? Disseminate any information, then we'll get to Elysium. And I'll repeat the description again. Like it does.
Okay. All right. So I roll up in, I meet those guys, and I get out, and I tell the driver to wait.
The driver waits. He's in the town car. He's a kind of a short little Italian guy named Glenn. He's just very loud. But he's driving a nice car. He kept it clean. He's a little fast, but he'll get you there. He talks your ear off about politics, but you told him to shut his mouth, and he did.
Salvatore, Ufeld, I trust you've kept busy recently.
We've had some interesting interactions, I'd say.
Seems none of us have been bored recently.
No.
Love the dress.
Why, thank you.
So, what do we want to accomplish this evening?
Well, first of all, let's all come up to speed from what we've been busy with exactly. You remember the crime scene?
Yes.
Well, it's still there, intact. I went to investigate, but needless to say, I couldn't investigate any further than trying to break a window open, and had to leave the scene. But our tribulations with the Seneschal and his ultimate rescue were beneficial to our overarching cause, the mystery of the leaked recipe book and so-called thin blood experimentation have yielded fruit, though not as fortuitous as I would have hoped. Our visitor, Miss Valeria Durand, it appears that her connection to Ryan's gangrel sire are closer than what we suspected. Valeria was a member of the Sabbat in New York City before the war nearing the millennium.
That's not an unreasonable assumption.
Furthermore, the diary, the cookbook, the test notes that were found at the scene, the evidence as it was given, belonged to one who was also a fellow Sabbat of theirs, rather infamous Tremere member of the Sabbat named Jericho Stone, who developed a technique for mutual diablerie among the Sabbat. As far as I'm aware, he most likely was an associate of Ms. Durand when she was in the city. And could very well be the reason why Ryan's sire, Silas, followed her here. That was his name, right? Silas?
Yes.
All right. Beyond that, though, the reasoning for the experimentation, the crime scene itself, that will have to wait for tonight to find any links from there, but that's as far as that trail has led me.
My thoughts on that are that the Sabbat wishes to weaken the Camarilla by casting shade, that is the term, right? Casting shade on the Tremere, making them more of an outsider, trying to cull them from the herd, causing chaos.
Chaos
Now,
is their onus.
Is this person, the Valeria, is she truly behind this, or is someone making it look like she's behind this?
Is Valeria not very close to your prince?
She is protected by the prince.
But she is just a visitor. She isn't local. The footprints seem to lead right to her door. Whether or not they're her footprints, we'll have to find out. But the connections are
magical means to track the diary to its owner.
Not without a clear picture. I fear, though, its owner has been long deceased. The kindred are well aware that he died almost 3 decades ago, coming up on. As far as its more recent owner before me, I couldn't say. There's not enough of a connection between this book and whomever held it before it was found by the police. Those are clues I will have to find the old-fashioned way. Magic may help, but not right now.
I recommend us not make any direct action until we have ironclad evidence, because this could come back on us.
That goes without saying.
We could shake the tree and see what comes loose.
I fear that even mentioning the name of Jericho Stone might shake a few leaves loose.
You don't have to say his. I mean, his, yes, obviously. But that will cause reactions. And if she is working against Juliet, Juliet was friendly to her at the last Elysium and at the salons. If she's getting close to Julia and if she realizes she's being manipulated, she could create waves as well that could be read.
I fear that everything I've told you is already known amongst everybody else at this Elysium, save for who that diary belonged to. I had to take it apart, literally unbind it to find his mark on it. As far as how Juliet's acted towards Valeria, I know you're smarter than to confuse obligation with friendliness, and I doubt friendliness is in much supply within the hallowed halls of Elysium. So, but as far as how close Juliet lets anybody get, let's just say that it's not any closer than her arm's length.
That makes sense.
What are you looking to find out tonight, Salvatore? How is this Elysium, for one such as you, going to play out?
Well, I'm looking for information on everyone.
As always.
And if clues point in a direction that may be worthy of more investigation, sometimes things come to me.
Have you had more dealings with the Ivy Moreau lady?
Only at the salon. She's a distasteful woman. Beautiful, obviously, but
as the saying says, ugly goes to the bone, while beauty is only skin deep.
I'm standing right here.
Sorry. Dante's unfazed.
Let's see, what else? I don't have anything that really screams out, what we've really been working on so much. I've just been trying to get more info on her, and that's known. Ivy Moreau is a person of interest with this whole situation. With your Primogen.
Well, you've had more dealings with her than I've had, so any information that you can share would be greatly appreciated.
Nothing additional yet. Though I pulls out a watch. Maybe more soon. Stuffs it in a little waistcoat.
Spoofeld, are you ready for tonight's occasion?
As ready as I'm going to be.
One action at a time.
This is a terrible ask, but could you help with makeup? The use of rouge is obviously something lost to me. and you're younger and more in tune with looks, and I'm poor at this. Could you assist her, please?
As best as I can. I'm no beautician. I just play one on TV. That's a joke, Salvatore.
I'm picturing Dante having like a makeup bag in the back of this Uber now, and it's really cracking me up, I gotta say.
No, I got a caboodle straight out of the 90s. It's one of those plastic cubes, and it just folds open, and the shelves come out.
That's funny.
This is going to require a Dex plus crafts check.
Oh no! Oh no! Can I do this myself? Can I do this myself?
I was gonna say, can anybody? If I'm rolling this, can anybody
I have 5
help me?
in that.
Okay, then go ahead. I can lend 2 dice of assistance for my Dex. That's it.
Perfect. I'll take the brunt. You assist.
It's probably since been before your mortal life.
I advise her. I bring up examples to show her.
A YouTube video.
Yep, there you go.
Yes. Perfect.
All right. It's the first time. It's been since you were a mortal, since before you went on raids, that you did anything to primp.
It is.
These damn monsters have made you do something you haven't done since you were human.
She very much sees it as like she's donning her battle armor. She's trying to like completely tune out to the reality of the situation and just be like, this is how I'm fighting tonight.
Yes.
War paint. It's war paint. Think of it that way.
War paint.
All right, 3 successes is the margin to do a good job.
Yay.
Not enough to get past the harpies.
Oh no! Zed, what are you doing to me? I've messed up my makeup and I have blood on my dress. What are you doing to me?
You didn't mess up your makeup. You just did. All right.
You just look like a YouTube beauty tutorialist who is 17, and you know she's pulling from 2002.
Oh my god!
All right. So the Blackwater
smoky eye thing going on.
I don't know what's appropriate. I don't know what to say here. All right. So the Blackwater.
She's got the smoky eye look. She's got some dark red lips. She's leaving it at that.
Okay. The Blackwater Grand Theater has been transformed into a decadent monument to the cameraless triumph over the Sabbat. Banners of deep crimson and gold hang from the rafters, and the chandeliers burn with an almost eerie radiance of electric light, illuminating the sea of well-dressed kindred who have gathered to revel in this carefully orchestrated spectacle. The orchestral performance in the background, an almost militant arrangement of classical piece, sets the tone. This is not just a party, it's a declaration. Victor Lestrade has ensured that tonight is about his domain's resilience, his power, and the order of the Camarilla. The air hums with whispered conversations, backroom deals, and veiled threats hidden behind pleasant smiles. Please make your entrances. Who wants to
Dante, I feel like
All right,
I feel like you're the belle of the ball this evening,
All right.
so you should head in first.
I just dropped an image in Discord for how Dante has done up. So if you look at it, his hair it's full on, just back. He's wearing a silver cut suit, 3-piece suit with black lapels, a very crisp black bow tie, and a rather large black flower, where otherwise a boutonniere would be, with matching pocket square. He walked in as if he owns the place and makes his way directly through the door.
Give me a manipulation plus persuasion check. Start off.
Okay.
Start off with. Ooh, we're at an ad break too. So why don't you hold off on that? We'll do that when you get back from ad break.
Okay.
All right, you guys are doing great so far.
Boy, that hour flew.
That hour did fly by.
It did.
Oh, so the Brady Bunch movie. All right, thank you for your patience and your support during these ad breaks. I love Frosty Tools. And that's ill-filled. That is a nice dress. I don't think I could pull that
Thank
off.
you. I liked it better before it got blood on it, Zed, but it's my fault. I had to do what I had to do. I didn't like that lady.
No, you didn't.
Brunch.
So I got the scene I wanted. I love it.
Ufield stays in character.
Yes.
Community
You are
Discord.
tedious.
There you go. I'll put a picture in the Discord chat.
All right.
Oh, says your disc is invalid.
My link is invalid.
All right. While you fix that, I'm going to throw my roll.
Yep, throw your roll.
God damn.
Oh, okay. So Dante comes out strutting. He's the belle of the ball, and he just. What did you get?
2.
2?
2.
2.
Could I just take half of 6?
No, but you may spend a willpower to reroll, and you want.
Okay, I will do that. Oh no, willpower being my currency for. It's fine. I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
all
To.
good.
You do reroll 3.
All right, give me a sec. I gotta click dots on here. All right, where are we? Doom.
So you're looking for 4. All right. So
The dice are hating me.
you don't put on the best impression. You put on a good impression, but not the best impression.
Did you use your extra influence dice or whatever?
2 extra influence dice. Use
You
them.
get 2 extra.
It's awesome.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
You're very
Just like
welcome.
mulligan the whole thing from the start because I forgot those.
Yes, just do it again. Roll it again as 1. I want to see what it looks like.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm rolling 8 freaking dice here. I better come up with 4. There we go.
You did. You came up with 4.
Thank you for reminding me, Ufield.
You should have taken it. You could have taken half once you realized you had 8. So you put on a good impression. General difficulty you're looking for was 3. So you don't spend the willpower. I gave you an extra chance on that.
Thank you, God.
No, you're very welcome. And you make a very good impression. Ufield, describe yourself and come on in.
Ulfild is dressed in a very silvery white sleeveless gown. It's got beading across the top that kind of goes down the dress. She's just, her hair is very simple tonight, very straight down. And she's got smoky eyes and dark red lips. And she is inside feeling extremely uncomfortable, but she is trying her best to express just like stoicism and composure.
All right. Doing so, give me a composure plus persuasion roll to see that to show that you're exuding confidence.
Don't forget your +1.
Don't forget your +1.
Oh wait, hold on. So I get +1, but do I get, since it oh yeah, it's a social roll. So I actually get +3 because of my attribute. I am stunning.
Yes.
3.
You got the 3 successes you needed. You're not in the hot seat like Dante. You needed to get a 3 to not go over 3. So you tied the 3 general difficulty, and you do not flop your first personal appearance.
Fantastic.
Salvatore Ricci.
Here we go. Well, let's just get in there.
Yep. So are you going? You're going in nervous. I can tell.
I'm going in trying to maintain a face that will have a walking stick. It walks with. It's an affectation, but
Well, a walking stick is definitely applicable to a Nosferatu.
it is. A hood comes down. It shows the cloak and the coat and the vest and pants and everything is obviously black. And I will introduce myself to the Herald. Salvatore Ricci, at your service.
Eleanor, who is also the herald, because she fills both positions in such a small court. Is charmed, Salvatore, charmed.
Enchanté.
Oui. All right, the prince. The prince sees you, and he wanted to be the first to greet you, but you greeted Eleanor. But he doesn't seem to be too put off by that. He approaches Dante and he approaches the coterie, and he seems to be in a celebratory mood, but his eyes don't seem to miss anything. He goes, welcome to Elysium this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lady and gentlemen.
Thank you for your gracious invitation. On behalf of the Tremere of Lake Blackwater.
Marcus has not arrived yet. I do expect him to arrive at some point.
After his last absence, it would be prudent.
It absolutely would be. He looks to Hildy, to Ulfhild. He goes, Ulfhild.
Hildy.
We will speak this evening. There's much we need to discuss.
I look forward to it, Prince.
Just please, Victor or Mr. Lestrade.
Mr. Lestrade.
Mr. Salvatore, because we will speak as well. There are things I wish to discuss with you.
Move in a little closer. Says, I recommend caution this night. We're all together, and we think we're safe. Proving a point. This would be a perfect time to strike.
He looks
Just
at
be
you.
aware, my lord.
Your commitment to misunderstanding is truly impressive.
Upbeat and charming as always, Salvatore.
He goes, yes, we will speak, and your security is of my utmost concern this evening, Salvatore, as it is every single night that I am prince.
My
I
security
do
is...
this out of noblesse oblige, not for my own personal gratification. My praxis means stability.
And I believe you.
And with thanks to Sheriff Crowley and the help of her deputies, he looks to you three, we have more of that stability that we always crave. Thank you very much.
Thanks means much to us, Victor.
Mr. Lestrade.
Mr. Lestrade. To me, not to Ulfi. Of course.
All right, okay, so you need to make a resolve plus composure check, because he's difficulty 4. If that stung a little bit.
Yeah, no, of course. Resolve plus composure?
Yep.
All right. So that'd be 7.
You got it. All right, you do not take any willpower damage. You take that one right on the chin. All right.
Dante expects
the
it.
Landmines are being laid. All right, as the prince kind of turns and he moves away from you, and off in the corner you see Eleanor speaking with Ivy. You see Sebastian speaking with Miranda Crowley over in the corner. Alaric is off kind of in the distance, hanging by a pillar, looking at a potted plant. That's an art display. You see Annabelle is caught in a half-muttered conversation with herself, perhaps with an unseen specter only she perceives. Occasionally her gaze snaps towards Valeria Durand, who you see is kind of just... she's in a particularly good mood, and her usual cold detachment softened just enough to blend seamlessly into the night's revelry. She seems to be full of grace and poise this evening. There's a certain confidence to her steps.
I'd like to speak with Annabelle.
Annabelle.
I assume you're going to make the rounds.
Yes, absolutely. You're definitely more than welcome to make the rounds. Is that the...
I was going to
Yeah,
say, Salvatore, I will follow you.
I
All right,
think it's an arm out.
as you approach Annabelle, she is dressed all in white, but it's old. It's not bright white, it's dingy white. An old dingy white dress with long flowing sleeves and long lacy frills on it, but it's dingy. It's not pretty. It's moth-eaten.
She's Mrs. Haversham.
Very much Mrs. Haversham. Thank you.
Yep.
Very much Mrs. Haversham. So as you approach her, she looks up from her muttered conversation, and she just stops, works her head a little bit, works to the left. Yes, Gian tones.
It is a pleasure to see you. You look lovely this evening.
She stares at Dante uncomfortably. Forrester looks at us. Oh, you're real.
As real as you, madam.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Just thank you for your compliment, Salvatore. Flattery will get you nowhere.
Not flattering. I am earnest.
No, you're Salvatore.
I like this one.
Yeah, right. In these halls, flattery does tend to get you places, and I introduce myself, I offer my hand. Dante, of the Tremere of Lake Blackwater, and you are Miss Annabelle?
Yes. Annabelle. Yes, they call me the witch, the witch who wanders the shoreline. Cryptic one. They just don't get it. They just don't understand.
So what do you call yourself, Annabelle, if not those titles?
I just call myself Annabelle. I see things. I talk to things. It's good.
Have you met our newest kindred of Lake Blackwater? I gesture to Ufeld.
I'll offer my hand to her for a handshake. And it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Ulfilt.
Whispers of the crows and wolves. Ancient, this one is. Old, but new. Doesn't know exactly what to do. Very Encino man.
She's media literate.
She doesn't get the reference, but she's going to kind of nod her head and be like, you are very insightful, Miss Annabelle.
Look kind of Crockett Encino man. Kind of.
Pop culture.
I'm not that old, Mr. Dante.
Nor do you look it, madam.
Is there anything else I can help you with? I was having a conversation with my friend here before you came over. Not that I'm saying that you rudely interrupted me or that you have to leave, but I was just wondering how long this social interaction was going to last.
May I meet your friend?
Probably not. It's in my imagination.
We are making the rounds, madam. We've came to make our introductions and figured that we could grace you with ours first. We hope that you enjoy your evening, and that is all that we wish of you tonight.
That's very well said. Thank you, Dante.
Madam.
I do have some questions. Perhaps you could assist with.
Stops, she looks. Fire away, fire away. Bulletproof.
We've been experiencing a spirit, some kind of a specter that we had an altercation with. There have been these strange sightings, there have been earthquakes, there have been so many things. We also have our La Sombra, the necromancer friend, in court. I'm not sure what to think of this.
Her eyes dart over to Valeria Demond, and her pupils dilate, and then she looks back to you.
Ears are everywhere, Salvatore. Perhaps now is not the time.
No, whispered gossip is
discreet.
Discreet. Anastasia says, well, looks again at Valeria. She looks over her shoulder, looking at something that only she can see. Turns back. She goes, perhaps you're right to be concerned, at least. Not every day that the Lasombra shows up in court, especially not one of the pedigree of Valeria Durand. I've heard that she was involved in some bad shit a couple of decades ago. Before my time, of course, but I heard she was involved in some bad shit.
The Inquisition.
The Inquisition? No. Nothing like the Inquisition, the Sabbat.
Yes. I lived in New York City for quite some time.
That's great.
I believe we should leave this young woman to converse with her friend. We have so rudely interrupted their conversation, but it has been a pleasure meeting you.
You weren't rude in the slightest. The time for the conversation has come and gone. Were there any more questions you had that you wish to ask, Mr. I was from New York? How do you know someone's from New York? They'll tell you.
Yes. Well, let me leave you. If you need anything, please. I would be glad to assist you at some point. If you have questions about things, I can look things up, investigate. I'm at your service.
If perhaps I could ask that maybe at a markedly less social time, that we might compare what we know about our mutual Lasombra visitor and her connection with the Sabbat and recent events. Annabelle.
Who's Annabelle? I'm Anastasia.
Then, Madam Anastasia, enjoy your evening, and perhaps we shall connect again.
Miss Anastasia, you look lovely as ever. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you for your kind words. She blinks twice, looking confused.
Yeah, it's time to exit stage left.
Yeah, I kind of just pinch like sleeves, and we make our way around the hall to the next group. Because I assume everybody's kind of hugging walls, right? There's nobody standing in the center of the room.
No, there's people are mingling everywhere. No one seems to be. Everyone seems to be very confident, stridently so. Everyone is trying to make some kind of. It seems to be making some kind of statement.
Are we picking up as we walk? So I was gonna go. Is Benedict Tail here? I know you mentioned Sebastian.
Yes, Benedict Tail is here. He's facilitating conversations. Okay. You see him introducing people. There's only 20 to 25. There's 25 people here total. But you see him from time to time. You bring, oh, have you met? Oh, have you heard? Doing that kind of back and forth.
All right. I'll let him come to us then. What are the other groups that we see talking?
You see Jinx and Tank, two of the more street-level kindred, found themselves at the periphery. They're kind of listening in on conversations meant for more powerful ears. Then a couple Nosferatu gather into quiet scavengers. It's Riki speaking low tones and occasionally breaking off to share whispered rapport with Alaric. You see Lucian Barone, whose presence is definitely an anomaly. He's a gangrel. He's an unaffiliated, non-Camarilla, but non-Sabbat, just non-affiliated gangrel. He doesn't really fit in. It's kind of odd to see him here. You might see him at court every once in a while, but at a Camarilla victory party, it's a little out of hat.
Is he a known quantity in Lake Blackwater, or is he?
He's kind of. It's not that he's.
Not uncommon for the
He kind of keeps to himself. He keeps to himself. He doesn't really bother anybody. He doesn't really. He feeds off. He feeds in the woods. He feeds on campers, and he's kind of nomadic. Amara Devereaux's there, and she moves from conversation to conversation with an easy smile, but she always seems to go back to Valeria Durand, who is also, once again, flitting between social group and social group.
Dante's hesitant to go interact with Valeria.
Are you watching Valeria?
Yeah, I'm keeping side eye on her. She's kind of been in my periphery the entire time. Like no matter who I'm talking to.
What's your wits plus awareness? Just your total dice pool.
Awareness. So just wit and awareness is 3 if I have no bonuses.
All right, you need to roll then to see if you notice what I'm trying to lay down.
Okay, that she's looking at me as well.
No. That's enough. You got 2 successes. She doesn't have a shadow. Everyone else here casts a shadow.
Is that an extra success? Because they had dots?
No. You need 2 of those to get extra successes.
Oh.
Yep, you need 2 crits to get a critical success.
I'm trying to think of what was the clan that doesn't cast a reflection.
Lasombra.
Yeah, Lasombra. There you go. That's why she wouldn't have a shadow, right?
No, Lasombra usually have shadows, but they can control them.
She sent her shadow away somewhere. Dante looks around to see if he has an extra shadow.
No, Dante does not have an extra shadow. That you can tell.
That's good to tell. Does anybody else have an extra shadow?
Give me a wits plus awareness check. Difficulty 3.
I've got 6.
I'll have 4, so if you can let us know what you're looking for, we can all check.
Yeah, because everyone's meta knowledge to everyone else at this point. You got to tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a 6, so I could take 3.
Salvatore. Valeria Duran does not have a shadow, which leads me to believe that it might be somewhere else. Do you see anywhere anyone who has an extra?
No, I haven't noticed anyone having an extra one yet.
You don't notice any extra shadows, and you can take 3 on that.
Okay. Dante kind of puts that in his pocket. Do we pick up any distinct chatter from anywhere? We know the topics that we're expecting to hear talked about.
What are you looking for?
Anything to do with the recent events amongst anybody who might not have been at my salon the other night? Because there's about 5 times as many people here as there were there?
Yes, there's about 5 times. Everyone is here tonight. If Marcus is here, you see him, he has arrived. Marcus is here. The only one who is not here is Juliet.
Okay. I'm assuming these 2 are going to follow me in tow, but I'm going to go greet Marcus on behalf, of Julie.
Could you describe the venue? Like, is it one floor? Is it just like a museum? Does it have an upstairs?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Just give me 1 second. Let me pull out my description. From way back in the first... The main hall is a cavernous space designed to inspire awe. Rows upon rows of crimson velvet seats, now faded and torn, spread across the auditorium like a sea of silent witnesses. The grand stage dominates the far end, framed by decaying golden arches decorated with floral and celestial motifs. The stage curtain, a massive swath of tattered and red fabric embroidered with faded gold thread, hangs motionless, hiding the decaying backdrops and props that lie behind it. Above, the ceiling is painted with an elaborate mural of angels and muses, their once vivid colors now dulled by time and water damage. The centerpiece of the hall is a massive crystalline shelled chandelier, its glittering shards still clinging to the grandeur of the past. Although several crystals are missing, the fixture refracts the dim light into haunting rainbows that dance along the plastered walls. There are many banners hanging up tonight, gold and black as described before, showing the Camarilla Ankh. Tonight is not about maintaining the Masquerade, because they're showing how much they control Lake Blackwater tonight.
Lady Oldfield, I'm going to step away for a moment. Perhaps you can meet that gentleman over there. And gesture to the other gangrel that's here. He is a gangrel of your clan. Perhaps you could learn something.
A nod. All right. Kind of start making my way that direction.
All right. As you see him, he's wearing formal attire, but it's loose fitting and ill formed. He seems to be by himself. He has a knowing smirk on his face. He's kind of drinking in the atmosphere. He's got a flute full of red liquid that he's swirling around, drinking from, and he looks up as you're approaching. He's like, God, here we go. How can I help you?
I've been told
That's
that
the same shit.
I've been told that you and I may have some things in common. I do not believe we've met. I am Ulfhild. I offer him my hand.
He swaps the glass to the hand so he can shake it properly. Shakes her hand. He goes, Lucian Barone. Something in common. What do you mean?
I suppose you and I are both of a Gangrel clan?
Gangrel clan? You don't know what a gangrel is? Are you sure you're a gangrel?
I am new here.
I mean, what do you mean by new? Someone just, I don't know, did Brayson drop you right now? What's going on?
I have been around for quite some time, but I have been in sleep for some time now.
One of those. Oh, that's gotta suck.
It's very different.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How are you adapting?
Make the best of what I can.
They draw you into the little club yet?
I cannot say I feel at home here yet, but
Well, they're going
we shall see how things
offer
go.
you all sorts of things: stability, finances, comfort, and all it's going to take is your identity.
I can suppose as much.
And if you don't join up, you don't get any of the benefits. You get all the downfalls. I just stick around because I got a kind of a good thing going on here. But it's hard. Ever since the rest of the team left to get Camarilla, it's been hard for the rest of us.
I can imagine so.
Probably not.
I know how hard it is for a lone wolf to hunt.
Oh, I don't buy the whole wolf thing.
No?
No. I'm a beast, but I'm not a wolf. Just because some of us can turn into one. I turn into other things. I have a different form. I don't turn into a wolf.
I do not know much about our clan, so.
Well, I mean, really, you don't know much about our clan. You don't know our history. And you said you're how old? How is that even possible?
I did not learn these ways.
You are gonna have to explain how this happened. I mean, are you just so old that you forgot? Or did you just not run into... your sire just not teach you anything?
I do not have a sire. I'm the one who cursed me, attacked me, and left.
Wait. You don't have a sire, but somebody cursed you. He drinks the rest of it. He goes, okay, this is the most interesting thing I've heard in a long time. He goes, tell me more.
This is a long story, my friend. Covers many centuries. Perhaps some other time.
All right, we're actually going to take our official break here. We're going to have... I don't want to wait till we come back from break, but now is when we should take it. Blimey. All right, so hold on. We're going to go on break. I'm going to put it in chat. We're going on our 10 minutes, guys. We will be back. Because I really got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
All right.
All right, we're back, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Hope you took care of yourself in that 10-minute break. Stretch your legs, got a drink. I know it came all of a sudden, but we had to do it. It was our time. Where we just left off, Ufield had pretty much ended her conversation with Lucian Barone by telling her, we'll talk about this at another time. I took that as Gangrel speak to say, we're done here. So next, we had Keywork. Next, we have Keywork, who is going to approach Marcus Vale. Marcus is dressed well. Like I said, he's dressed in an all-white tuxedo. He understood the assignment.
Marcus, glad to see you here. And I put extra emphasis on glad.
Good to see you, Dante. Good to see you, Mr. Crow. Way to go. Way to win the prince's favor. Way to make us look good.
Tell me exactly what you heard. Maybe I can fill in some gaps.
Well, we heard that you had something to do with the sheriff taking out the Sabbat, and that you held that great salon last Tuesday. And and Juliet has asked you to be in charge while she's recovering.
More or less. I forgot I had already filled him in after the event, so. But yes, glad to see you here. I hope you enjoy yourself. Try not to get into too much trouble. As you know, missing one of these is a bad enough look, and falling on your face afterwards may not help you save that face.
Of course, I'll do my best. Good luck to you.
Take care. Oh, I'll need it. Thank you.
Break a leg. All right.
All right.
Where do you want to go after Dante? Unless you're not done with Dante. Not Dante. I mean
Oh.
Marcus.
I'm gonna walk up to Valeria.
Oh, okay. Well, you find Valeria. She's speaking with Amara Devereaux, and she sees you approaching, and she just stops. She looks. She levels her gaze upon you. She goes, oh, hello. You must be the illustrious Mr. Crow.
Hello. Wasn't she at the salon?
Valeria was not at the salon.
That's right. She wasn't. I'm honored that you know my name. Such an illustrious evening. Seems we've had a few this week.
She goes, yes. I heard that you've made quite a name for yourself, Mr. Crow, in a very short amount of time. Because one can envy that.
I can agree. Your name is well known for many reasons, and I do. Hold on, I blanked. I am glad to see you here tonight, along with Madam Amara. Yes, thank you. Madam Devereaux, along with you. Are you enjoying yourselves so far?
Amara turns to look at you. She gives you. She locks her eyes for a second, and she gives you a scandalous look up and down. She goes, "I'm enjoying myself quite well. Thank you very much." She offers her a very, her skin is, while pale, still very dusky. She offers her hand to you.
I take it and I kiss it. Glad as always to hear. On behalf of the Tremere of Lake Blackwater, madams, do enjoy your evening, and don't hesitate if you need anything of me.
She, Valeria can't help herself, and she prods. How is Juliet?
Mending.
Mending? What exactly happened? We hadn't heard.
Seems she had a small accident, a dog bite, nothing to worry about.
Another small accident for the Tremere.
What was the last one?
Marcus not being at Elysium?
Oh.
And the implications with like the thin blood alchemy and all that stuff.
all
All the thin blood experimentation. Like, I'm looking too hot right now.
That's a mere misunderstanding. Misunderstandings and misengagements are hardly accidents. We do what we can and with the time that we have, and surely saving face is something that we can all strive to maintain.
Amara speaks up. She goes, I mean, it's no concern of mine. But if the Tremere can't get their collective shit together, perhaps it's time for a change of Keeper of Mysticism. Perhaps something, a new flavor, take over that vaunted mystical position.
A rather ambitious thing to say at such an occasion, celebrating the achievements of some of the Tremere in attendance.
Oh, you accuse
perhaps
me of being gauche, do you?
Not at all. I make no accusations.
Voice,
that would be gauche in and of itself.
Her voice lilts. Oh.
But perhaps that's a conversation that you and Juliet can have together, time willing.
Yes, as long as she's not getting shot by werewolves.
What a funny story.
Ooh. Oh. Give me a resolve plus composure check, please. Difficulty 3.
Oh. Resolve plus composure.
Yep, you're looking for more than 3 successes.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me double check. Yes. Okay.
Better than your +2. But you did fine. You did more than fine. You got a critical success. You do not take any damage, superficial damage from that at all. And it's your rubber, she's glue. Whatever she says to you, bounces off you and sticks to her. Essentially, kind of situation you got going on here.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of something witty to say, damn it. Something of a freaking
witty comments.
Yeah, right. What is that? That's 4 plus a crit.
It's 8 successes.
Yeah. God damn it. I can't think of anything. Yeah, right. Insert witty comment worthy of 8 successes to her regarding her not getting shot by werewolves herself.
You don't have to make a witty retort back. That's just your resolve plus composure check. To not be stunned by what she said to you. If you like to counterattack, that's completely different.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to piece this one together. Perhaps if you remain as Valeria's shadow so constantly, you yourself won't need to worry about being shot by werewolves.
Give me a resolve plus composure. You got 1 hunger. Not resolve plus composure. I'm sorry. Manipulation plus persuasion plus manipulation plus persuasion. Plus your 2 from your social.
I've been adding that. Yeah.
3 successes versus her, and you needed 3. You needed 4. All right, so you don't do any damage.
Wait! I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Yes, go for it. But that's your health. So do it.
I can only reroll 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, 4 successes. You do 1 superficial willpower damage to as your biting remark. While it took you a while to formulate it, does hit its mark. It loses a little effect because
does the fact that I use the word shadow have any effect on Valeria?
No, it does not.
Aw, she's not as witty as I hoped.
Does everyone else approach them while they're having their conversation?
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say, where's Salvatore?
No, I think at this point I'm probably looking around for one of those champagne flutes so that I have something to do with my hands. Trying to just
She's sitting there gripping, like,
composure.
wishing she had an axe.
All right, so you find a flute, you get in your hands. Amara, seeing that we are now locked into a form of social combat with each other, kind of pushes Valeria to the side a little bit. As she gets a little bit closer, she goes, "Really? This coming from you? You're telling me to step out of the shadow. You're barely out of Juliet's shadow. And that Marcus Vale is casting an even larger shadow than you. Just conspicuous by his absence alone last."
That's a lot of conjecture for somebody who is as unknown as anybody here, and I know exactly where my place is in regard to Juliet. And while I may be in her shadow, it perhaps could be because she is both my sire and mentor for the years that I've been in Lake Blackwater as a kindred. So I hold no shame for that. So your remarks mean nothing to me.
All right.
If you have... Oh.
Yeah, give me your manipulation plus persuasion.
Okay.
General difficulty of 3.
Now that's a 6 without my 2.
You still have to roll.
Okay, I figured as much.
Yep. Because you're going against general difficulty.
And the dice hate me. I'm not gonna spend a willpower though, because that's basically spending my life to take her life.
Yes, that's spending.
I realized that after the last exchange.
but you do take one superficial willpower damage. Do you want to continue on with this conversation with her, or do you want to save your
Wait, why would I take a willpower?
Because she doesn't have to make a roll. She's just general. Her general difficulty is 3. You rolled 2, so she's 1 over the margin.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I would think that, so that just doesn't mean my remark doesn't have an effect. It does actually affect me.
You're both attacking each other. I can roll 6 dice, or I can just do a general difficulty of 3. Either way.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, contest of wills. I got you. Exactly. Somebody's going to get hurt. No, I don't want to continue with this because I just wanted to introduce myself and she turned it into tossing shit. So, I do, my brain lost the damn word. I do assure you, Madame Devereaux and Madame Durand, that the Tremere of Lake Water's shit, so said, is well together and well maintained, and there's nothing to worry about with Marcus, nor the strange accusations that have gone around, and that's all they should be thought of. I think our actions should speak for themselves, and any speculation otherwise is just frittering for the fun of it. Madams, enjoy your evening, and I bid you otherwise.
Have you had any more problems with specters? He intones. The Valeria says.
Valeria? Thanks to you, not as of late.
Good. We're still looking for what caused it. There must be a Hecata on the loose.
I thank you for your continued assistance. Have you had no evidence of who or whomever may have set loose that specter on us the other town?
Well, so many of us make so many corpses a year. We're bound to, at some point or other, create a ghost here or there. It could simply be an upset meal. It could be psychic indigestion, so to speak.
An interesting concept to consider, though I suppose the numbers would play out. I'm well abreast of numbers and their effects and percentages, so perhaps, though it seems a little too coincidental. And
yes, of course, I don't believe in coincidences myself, but it is possible. It is the most likely answer. Occam's razor. It is the most obvious answer that it was just a meal that has turned into a ghost. You'll have to speak to Marcus, see if he's been killing his food.
I certainly will, though I certain I know what he'll say. Enjoy your evening, Valeria, and again, thank you for your continued assistance in this matter.
You too. Thank you.
As always. All right. I'm wandering. I'm mingling. What's Salvatore up to?
Salvatore's turn.
I'm gonna go lick my wounds.
Salvatore's just snooping, listening in, seeing if anything looks interesting. He goes up high and kind of does his gargoyle-y observation bit. Kind of watching the room, reading the room, seeing anything out of place, looking for, well, we know there's an extra shadow around somewhere, and looking for anything that's not right. Because I still think that this is a very dangerous situation.
All right, so you're spending the time checking security, checking exits, looking for anything that could be out of place. Give me a wits plus awareness. Difficulty 4.
Okay, so that's awareness. 3. So that's 6. Does being functionally invisible give us an opportunity to overhear something that could be wrong?
Yes,
So
I'm taking that into consideration.
Okay. So does my obfuscate count?
No, it doesn't count towards your dice pool.
And my bonuses for the social thing doesn't count either.
Doesn't count for this, no.
All right.
All right, you creep around. You creep around in your unseen presence, avoiding contact with people, avoiding awkward situations. Oh, and he's re-rolling. Oh, to get his 4. All right, you feel confident in the fact that you're safe. You no longer feel paranoid after you check exits, you check doors, you're listening in conversations, and you get a sense that yes, that this place is safe. That you can maybe not relax so much, but you're pretty sure. I mean, barring a raid of some kind that you can't plan for, everything looks kosher.
Okay.
All right. So while you're doing that, though, I need to make a quick roll.
Wish I could remember whether or not Valeria had a shadow when she came to help us with the Spectre, and if it was simply her shadow rejoining her.
All right. So we can do that in a second. All right. So you feel hands on your shoulders while you're unseen.
Flick of the blade.
It's Alaric standing behind you. You know you should not be releasing weapons when you're Elysium Salvatore.
Of course, you're right as always. And kind of slide that back up his wrist.
Instincts are strong.
Instincts are strong. Here's what are you looking for?
I'm just making sure that this isn't some sort of an ambush situation. Everybody is collected. The Sabbat does not respect Elysium. And we have potential Sabbat members in our midst.
You speak of Valeria Durand.
And others.
One would think that the prince would not put our lives at risk.
He's also a strategist.
And what is the strategy of bringing us all together?
A bomb would do wonders for certain groups.
Not just the Sabbat, but the Second Inquisition.
Indeed.
By gathering here, we show our strength to the forces that are laid around us. ATF, the FBI, ICE, all these.
That could also be hubris that we could end up paying for in blood.
But whose blood?
Anyone here?
There's 25 kindred here. The city can barely handle 15.
Exactly. We are overpopulated.
In the winter. We are comfortable in the summer. Uncomfortable. Victor is very aware of this. I wouldn't worry too much about it. When the sink begins to shit, the sink begins to sink, we'll be the first off.
That's always are.
We don't need to worry about the rest. They'll sink or swim on their own. But
Potentially,
remember what I told you?
any of us. Yes, and I told you what I wanted.
Well, you have a good evening. I'm going to mingle. I have to speak with Ivy Moreau this evening.
Do you have what I was looking for?
It's been hours.
I wasn't sure if it was something you had on hand or needed
No,
more
my
time.
little friends will suss that information out for me.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right.
Is he still asking after the book, or what was
No.
that about?
I'm trading some information to get information on Ivy Moreau.
Oh.
Speaking of Ivory, Ivory approaches Dante.
Oh boy, here we go.
Kind of saunters over, and one hand the flute, and the other hand a cigarette holder with an empty cigarette. It's empty, no cigarette, but she still reflexively brings it to her lips regularly. Oh, hello, Dante. Hello. She has a slight burn on her arm.
Like a burn, like she was near a fire, right?
She was near a fire, yes. She's not even attempting to put makeup on it to hide it. She has a burn on a battle scar, so to speak, that she is displaying proudly. She is
Madame Moreau.
She is dressed all white as well, in just an all white sleek dress. Nothing super special. It's very understated. She stops. She looks at Ulfild. She goes, "Oh, hello. How are you this evening?"
Miss Moreau, it is a pleasure to see you again.
And yes, you too. You are dressed for the occasion this evening. How wonderful.
Thank you. I love your dress as well.
Oh, this thing. Yes. A decade now and still not a drop of blood on it.
Beautiful.
She should have to roll. She should have to roll to see that.
She's going to. She's going to roll.
And
Damn it!
hey, you know what? Oldfield having like nose things might not even recognize it, so she wouldn't be hurt by it.
It's true.
Yeah,
But
true.
she spots the blood,
I guess so.
but she doesn't say anything about it.
I offer my hand, Madame Moreau.
Takes it. She expects to be kissed.
I do. I hear you should quit those things. They'll kill you.
Yes, I heard yes, cancer and all that jazz. She goes, that's not something I seem to be too worried about, darling, but there's nothing in there anyway. The fire is too much for me. How's Juliet, darling?
As well as can be expected given circumstances, and respectfully, she sends her regards.
Give her my best. I never meant for her to get hurt.
It is unfortunate, the situation with these wolves. They are quite savage.
Unpredictable is the word that I'd been looking for. Hopefully she doesn't blame me too much. I did bring them into my home. I didn't expect them. I didn't expect so many of them.
Dante quirks an eyebrow.
Yes, it's a torrid affair. I found one, a beautiful man, talented musician at a bar, at the Snow Pavilion, just an absolute gorgeous man. I brought him home. I meant to feed on him, and when I did, turned into a wolf, a giant wolf, and attacked me. But I couldn't get enough. The blood, the resonance was just too much. The sommelier in me decided I needed more. I needed to bottle it. So I've been haunting them for weeks. Then I met them again in another bar, and I met another one. At least I assumed it was another one. But he was rude, and I crushed him under my heel. And I brought him to heel. Then I brought them to me later, and I was expecting maybe one, maybe two, and I can handle that. Juliet would be able to savor what I had savored. Unfortunately, one of them was a criminal hillbilly with fire-breathing shotgun shells. The nerve. If I ever see any of them again, I will skin them alive.
Perhaps I was premature in my comment about habits that might kill one. That seems a dangerous liaison.
She stops. She looks to the left. She looks to the right. Because the prince has admonished me. Told me to never approach them again. After seeing what they did to my fledgling, sheds a single bloody tear. She catches it with a wet wipe, not a wet wipe, a white handkerchief. Catches it. After what they did to my poor fledgling, I'll never summon them to my home again.
For the sake of my sire and the rest of the kindred of Lake Blackwater, I'd ask that you'd hold by that. And I kind of look over at Ufild and I kind of look for Salvatore in the same regard, and just kind of thinking about the whole conversation, knowing my own interactions with the werewolves, brief and mercurial as they were. Yeah. I intend to have a conversation a little later because it seems like I've been kind of withheld some information, even when I asked directly, but yeah, there's that. It seems you bear as the admonishment well, and enjoy your evening.
You too, Mr. Crow, you too.
As much as I have so far. Thank you.
A pleasure to see you again, Miss Morel.
And you as well, Miss Ulfield. All right. So Benedict Hale next approaches. And he's walking with another kindred, Sebastian Winter. He breaks off from Sebastian. Sebastian goes off in a different direction. As he approaches, he goes, Ulfield, I do wish to speak with you. It's a matter of...
Mr. Hale.
It is a matter of some concern.
Of course. My ear is yours.
Dante, will you join us? Perhaps you can offer some insight into this.
Our esteemed Seneschal, of course.
Ulfield, I don't understand your history, and I'm not going to ask you to explain it. However, you are not a member of the Camarilla. And we have to wonder why you're not a member of the Camarilla. You must understand the awakening of one so ancient as yourself. Great cause for concern amongst many of the city. In some see it as a direct affront and a direct threat to the praxis, the prince of the city, as the prince is usually often the eldest.
You must forgive my ignorance, Mr. Hale. I have been awake 3 weeks now, and I am still coming to learn what this Camarilla is.
I understand. That is, but you must understand that it's very convenient from our point of view. We don't know if this is true or this is not.
She kind of nods her head, like, very.
All that we know is that you arrived, there were some earthquakes, and somehow this seems to be connected.
I do believe it was these earthquakes that may have awoken me, sir.
Because we'd like to offer you the protection of the Camarilla. The protection of the praxis and the traditions. The protection of the prince against outsiders. We understand if you're not quite ready to accept said protection, but we'll be here when it's time. I highly recommend that you spend time with your coterie mates, those that you've grown accustomed to, find out what the Camarilla is. Prince's patience won't last forever, though. Either you'll join the Camarilla or you'll exist on the fringes of society, much like Luke over there. It's not a threat. It's not a threat. It's not a promise. It's not anything. It's just a statement of fact.
I appreciate your offer and your prince's offer, Mr. Hale. I will think on this.
Very well. Dante, asked you because good work. Keep it up.
Thank you. You can expect the same as you've already experienced.
You kind of wanders away. At that point, the prince steps forward and he goes, I'm sorry. And he steps forward and he raises one hand to the left and one to the right. He goes, Kindred of Lake Blackwater. It is in times like these that I am reminded of my youth. I'm reminded of what it was like to be young, scared, and not know what the next day brought forward. If it brought plague, if it brought disease, if today was the day I was going to catch it and die. But I survived. I survived the transatlantic journey that led me here. His voice gets a kind of almost Germanic accent to it for a second, but he bites it back. We have seen the Sabbat before in Lake Blackwater. We will see them again. This time the Camarilla stood strong, thanks to Sheriff Miranda Crowley and her deputies. Thanks to the great work that they have done, we've been able to stop this recent incursion. For that, we must celebrate. We must celebrate in a manner that is befitting of our kind, that upholds the Masquerade, but grants the privileges to those who deserve it. I want to thank, personally, Dante Crow, Ulfield Soren's daughter, Salvatore Ricci, for their aid, particularly with Miranda Crow. Without their help, we would never have caught the three. I'm going to grant them a feeding ground. We will discuss it in coming nights what that feeding ground shall be. But it will be yours, and it is my gift to you for a job well done.
Thank you, Mr. Hey, sorry, I'm tired. Lestrade.
Prince Lestrade.
Prince Lestrade.
Thank you, Prince Lestrade.
Yeah, I'll be in the back somewhere, like, oh shit. Oh, yes, thank you, my prince.
He goes, enjoy the rest of the evening. We have much planned. Enjoy the entertainment. Remember the rules of Elysium. Uphold the Masquerade. And enjoy your evening. He steps back and spins on his heels and goes back to a conversation he was having. All right, Dante, what do you want to do now?
Where did Sebastian go?
Sebastian's kind of off to the corner. He's kind of sitting in a row all by himself. The red velvet seats, just sort of staring at the stage, not really talking to anyone, just sort of being a kind of a weird loner.
I'm gonna go pick his brain.
As you approach him, you see him kind of look up. He kind of looks up and he kind of rolls his eyes for a second, shakes his head, and he goes, "What do you want?"
I just have to say hi on behalf of Tremere.
On behalf of Tremere, you have to say hi. This isn't that rich.
As rich as the rest of the pomp and circumstance.
I know, this whole pomp and circumstance is just phenomenal, isn't it? A bunch of vampires getting together pretending to play vampire prom.
Our culture is our strength.
Our culture is our strength. Oh, next thing you say, it takes a village.
Takes a village to kill a monster, I suppose.
Here, here, he says. That's what we need more. More monster killing. Less huggy. More killy.
The Masquerade troubles you, I take it?
No, not
Keeping
at all.
quiet, too much of a bother?
No, not at all. Sometimes. I wish I'd gotten involved in that with that scuffle you got in last week.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that being a deputy isn't all it's cracked up to be. But I guess credit was given where it was due. Now, perhaps talking about monsters, have you spoken with Juliet recently?
About
Since
what?
her little dog bite?
No, I haven't seen Juliet, but I heard all about it from Ivy. Those ladies get into some crazy shit that I'm not interested in getting into. I don't fuck
Indeed.
with I'm not gonna fuck with werewolves.
It seems I'm just learning about our resident werewolves and wish I could have taken that advice a little sooner, but thankfully I came out unscathed, though it seems that Ivy wasn't so lucky. Nor does it seem the member of my nascent coterie. But that's for another discussion. Have yourself a good night, Sebastian.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
What do you mean?
I'm just alluding to the fact that it...
Kind of leans in. What are you alluding to?
Use
Nothing
small
you...
words.
Nothing you're off... Yeah. Nothing too bad. Just seems somebody hasn't told me the truth that I asked for, but nothing of your concern. You don't need to pull out your billy club and go beating heads at...
Does it concern the safety of the domain?
Any information you could get from Ivy on the situation is about as much as my coterie member could give.
He goes, Ivy again. All right. He goes, I'll talk to her again. He goes, oh. All right.
And perhaps talk to Juliet if you want to hear about monsters that might need to be killed.
And does your coterie mate saw one too?
Seems, though I heard about it secondhand.
I'll tell you what. You get me the information about that, and I'll throw you. I'll do you a favor in the future.
Thanks. Have one on me.
Favor?
Yeah.
I'll hold you to that.
No, I meant a drink, though. I just realized it sounded like he's drinking a beer. The scene is just too perfect. Like, you see him sitting there nursing a beer, but it's like, no, he wouldn't be.
It's got a little flute full of red liquid.
Yeah, right. Rat juice. I'll get you what I can. Have a good one.
You too. He kind of cheers you with the flute, and he drains it, and he just tosses it. All right, Ufield. What are you doing? Are you just avoiding contact with people, or?
More or less. I'm actually kind of looking for Eleanor, and I'm waiting for her to not be busy with something because I don't want to be rude.
All right, that's absolutely fine. Eleanor is in her element, ensuring that the event maintains an air of civility, but she has an agenda. This is a prime opportunity for you to see who she mingles with and who you mingle with. So she sees you, and she actually approaches you and Dante.
Okay.
Well, hello. Welcome to Alicia.
Oh. Lady Blackthorn, it is a pleasure to see you.
Yes, Lady Ulfield. I see that you've dressed well to see.
Thank you much. You look stunning, ma'am.
Oh, well, thank you.
I must apologize for my rudeness at the salon on Tuesday.
Oh, yes. She seems distracted by something for a moment. As she's looking at your dress, she seems distracted.
Damn it!
Yes, your rudeness. If I was to judge everyone by every single interaction I had with everybody, I'd like nobody.
Fair enough. The evening is splendid. I must give you my congratulations on a job well done.
Well, I wasn't given much time to work with, but luckily, I have been planning for such an occasion. Eventually, it was bound to happen. It's about we're going to attack. We were going, of course, to be successful in deterring said attack, and there was going to be a party afterward. All I needed to know was what to do, what to play, who to hire, and who to bring in. I was able to whip this together in 2 days. 2 nights. I'm very, very happy with the way it turned out, and I do hope you were enjoying yourself.
Of course.
phenomenal evening, madam, and we are glad to facilitate you being able to work your craft so hastily.
Now, I must say, is that a Covington dress?
Pardon me?
Is that a Covington?
I'm not sure if its maker. Salvatore helps me procure it.
Ah, yes. Covingtons. Yes. Retainers of mine. It looks like her work. Anyway. Kind of brushes it off.
Nods. Yes.
How is Juliet?
As well as can be expected. She sends her regards.
Yes. Terrible business she was involved in. Terrible business indeed. Hopefully none of that is brought to here. We don't need any of that riffraff in the halls of Elise. I would ask you, as I'll ask every kindred here, please do not bring non-kindred to
You have my word.
Consider the masquerade sacrosanct to all. Particularly when it comes to Elysium. We do not need outsiders in our halls.
Elysium is exclusive for our kind. It would be taboo to bring anyone else.
I believe it's taboo to even associate with anyone.
Which makes it so easy to hold you in such high esteem, madam.
I mean those not of our species. Humans are enough. But when you start adding the other various creatures that go bump in the night, you worry about corrupting your soul.
Doubtless.
Do you speak of this interaction that Ivy and Juliet had? Most unpleasant.
Most unpleasant indeed.
Ufeld, perhaps you could help fill in what I was told by Juliet, perhaps. What exactly happened with Ivy and this mongrel who attacked my sire?
Oh, what I know? Oh, only what I've heard here. Ivy.
You've heard more than I have, which is what makes me curious. What do you know?
Oh, only what Ivy has told me, that she ran into one of them at one of the local establishments. He is some sort of music maker. She drank from him and tried to call him to her, and he showed up with several others.
Can I tell if she's fibbing?
You may make a wits plus subterfuge. She may make a resolve plus composure. I don't know if she's so much fibbing.
I was gonna say that's more or less what Ivy told me at the beginning of tonight. It's a short version, but
I haven't been privy to all of your downtime actions, so it's like
I don't know what you're talking about, Dante.
No, it's fine. I won't detect lies.
I mean, is Dante asking me directly what I've been up to this week in front of Eleanor?
No.
Let's go. Are we going there?
No, Dante just kind of feels left out on the chatter regarding that whole thing because it seems like everybody else knows more than he does about it.
He's feeling insecure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what people know and don't know.
He's doing a bang-up job of not letting it show. You know, he's still wearing that crit on his face.
Are you trying to eat my pizza, cat? Get out of here.
That's quite the relationship, man. All right, so Eleanor, looking at the conversation between the two of you, goes, "Ah, yes, this information again." Because I've advised Ivy. Ivy is my primogen, but I'm her keeper of Elysium. I've advised her to have no more doings with the werewolves. Prince has asked that we have no more doings. I'm sure that if he finds out anyone is having more doings with the werewolves, he will consider that a masquerade breach. And I don't think any elevated standing from actions in the past will help deter that.
Doubtless. Well, Having encountered them myself, albeit briefly, I have no desire to encounter them again, nor would I advise anybody to seek them out, seeing what happened to my sire.
Where
And
did you encounter them?
following our recent seismic activities, I got curious, and having a little time to myself, I discovered a map that seems to show that certain ley lines cross directly under a certain island, which houses our fortress. I took a trek out on the ice among the ice shanties, and what did I discover but 3 bitches, so to speak. One made herself aware to me to walk on 2 legs and look just like a human, and kindly advised me not to investigate further, and I escaped with my hide.
She says it's an epidemic of werewolves.
So it seems.
So the best course of action is not to engage them ever again.
Agreed.
I hope everyone takes that into consideration. They're dangerous. We already lost the fledgling to them. I'd hate to lose anyone important.
Any closer, and we might have. My sire can attest.
Exactly. So, keep your head down and stay away from werewolves.
Lady Blackthorn, thank you again for a wonderful evening here at Elysium. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Very well.
Always a pleasure to see you, Lady Blackwater.
Nods to you as well. What's Salvatore up to? Hiding?
No, he was. He had to make himself visible to when the prince was making his thing, and so he at that point would just try and blend in with people, and he's quiet to people, but he does go up to, when there's other things, and just kind of.
All right, you while you're there, you notice that Tank and Jinx are sort of. Tank is dressed not very well for the evening. He's drawn quite a few looks from Eleanor Blackwell. He's just dressed in cargo pants and a polo shirt. And Jinx is doing her best. She's wearing a nice frilly dress. Looks like it came out of a Salvation Army, but she's at least making an attempt.
And these are
just some street level Malkavian and a Bruja. They're kind of the youngest kids. They're not thin bloods. They're not, that's absent, conspicuous by their absence. The thin bloods are not here. That you guys have noticed. Ashlyn Graves is not here. None of the thin bloods are here.
Mm.
They did not get the invitation.
I don't think they'd have any great desire to be here.
No. The best just to be out of each other's sight.
If they had been ordered to be here, they'd be here.
Yeah. We'll go to Tank and Jinx.
They're arguing. They're having a deep into a political conversation on the benefits of being an anarch or being a member of the Camarilla. Jinx is definitely on the Camarilla side, while Tank is decidedly talking about joining the Anarchs, but does not want to leave the Camarilla because he does not want to leave the safety of the Princess Praxis. He does not want to be on the outside looking in, but he has direct sympathies, but he can't pull the trigger.
Yeah, it would be one of those where he kind of comes up like he's going to, and then realize, they're having maybe kind of like stop. Take a step back, probably get caught. Sorry, do not wish to intrude.
Tank stops. He goes, it's just you, Salvatore. He goes, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Jinx and I were just having a little debate about the pros and cons of Camarilla membership and what that means going forward for me, what that means going forward for her. We got the whole 7 traditions. I don't know if we need all 7 of them. Says quietly, doesn't say it too loudly. But most of them are really good, but do we need them all? Like, do we need domain? Do we need destruction? Do we need progeny? Do we need all these rules?
It really applies more for some than others.
Right, but it doesn't really apply to me. I mean, I don't want to have to live by all these rules, but at the same time, I don't want to live the dangerous life of being outside the prince's protection, if you know what I'm saying.
It's a price. It's a game.
It's a game.
This is all a game.
It's a game I've got to play.
You don't have to play.
So if I want to live, I've got to play.
Well, just stay out of sight, feed, do your thing, make the appropriate kind of gestures, visitations, and otherwise stay out of it.
Jinx just looks up and goes, it's not really that bad. You just kind of do what you're told, be where you need to be when you're supposed to be there, dress the way they tell you to dress, and no one bothers you. I don't know why you don't seem to get this, Tank. It's all pretty easy. He's like, the way you make it sound like the army. It's not like that at all. Jinx goes, yes, it is. It's exactly the exact same thing. Someone's always telling you what to do.
If you stay out of sight, out of mind, nobody will tell you anything.
He goes, well, that's what we do best. We stay out of sight, stay out of mind, but we got to be here. The prince knows we're here. We got dropped off here. This is our training school. We're not here forever, man. We're not here forever. We're gonna spend a decade or two here, and then we're out. We're gonna go somewhere else, and we're gonna try our luck somewhere else. You'll see. In a decade or two, we're out.
No, it won't. Yeah, do you know Mr. Winter?
Oh, I know Bast.
Yeah, maybe he could make use of you. You're a tough guy.
Bast and I, we work together. You don't need to make introductions to us. I've worked for Bast before.
Well, just thinking of ways of giving you something to do that could be enjoyable.
I didn't remember asking, but thanks.
I see. No, as you wish.
He goes, no, I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I get a lot of unsolicited advice from older kindred all the time, and I listen to most of it, but some of it's just on repeat, if you know what I'm saying.
I imagine so. Take it as concern for your well-being. Some will care, and some will not. Miss Jinx, you look lovely.
Thank you, she says. She lets an exhalation out. She kind of leans back on her ankles, leans forward, trying to look cute for a second, but she stops. Because what he needs to understand is that we need the Camarilla, and the Camarilla needs us. If we're not with the Camarilla and we're off causing trouble, that breaches the Masquerade. And without the Masquerade, that's going to bring down all the really bad things that we've heard about on everybody. I don't know about you, but I don't want a drone strike on my haven in the middle of the daylight. That's not what I'm into. Not me. I'm going to keep my head down. Way low. Way low. Down low.
Do we know what time she is?
She's Malkavian.
Oh, she's the Malkavian.
There's another Malkavian.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Sorry, adding to the map.
No, you're good. Take all the time you need. So she stops. She stops her kind of her sing-song rhyme. She looks at you. Because Mr. Salvatore, not many of the older kindred care that much, so we do appreciate it. But you got to stop being so free with the advice. Someone's going to try to take advantage of you.
You may be right. I will consider your words.
All right, fantastic. They go back to their they start talking about politics again.
Not a lot.
All right, so you wander off in another direction. All right, Dante, what are you doing? I know I'm asking a lot of what are you guys doing. I'm just trying to figure out who you guys are talking to, who you're communicating with. Anytime you guys are done communicating, we can move the scene along to the next portion. It's completely up to you.
Does Valeria have a shadow?
Miss Valeria, give me a wits plus awareness check.
That bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. You said awareness.
Yes.
No, wits.
Wits awareness. Yep.
Wits awareness. Okay.
What's
Sorry.
your dice pool total?
3.
Oh, only 3. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of awareness apparently.
She does not have a shadow still.
Okay. Good to know.
However, as you're looking at her,
Good Lord.
She fails to notice me looking at her.
She doesn't notice you looking at her. I should have just taken half and had her just lock eyes with you, but she doesn't.
That bitch. Have people settled into like clusters of conversation, or
Yes.
are people kind of like leaving?
No one's leaving yet. It's still technically, we've been doing this for a while, but it's still very technically early in the night for the Kindred. They're just settling into groups of conversation. There's a lot of people are talking about what to do if the Sabbat comes back, how to combat the Sabbat. Valeria's kind of holding a miniature court about being Sabbat and what it's. She's like giving a little impromptu what it's like to be Sabbat, like titillating tales of things that she may have done, but nothing too salacious.
Can I retroactively say that when I filled these guys in about her being a former Sabbat, that she was critical in the what was it? It was the sabotage of the Sabbat, the downfall.
You can tell them that now.
I mean, but there are ears everywhere. There are ears everywhere. I told them before when I because I forgot that part of my notes. So I kind of drift over towards her little TED talk.
So to speak, yep.
Yep. Now, I'm assuming, like, is it like a cluster of people, or is it like her and then everybody? Like, can I kind of make my way kind of around, kind of just out of her eyesight, or is that not how it's structured?
She's standing they're all kind of standing in the circle.
Okay. So I kind of like make my way around the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Okay.
she's just talking. She's talking about how this one time they were playing a game called Hey No, High Altitude No Open. The Gangrel would jump off a building with holding a person, and then earth meld as they hit the ground, leaving the person to squish into the earth. And she's laughing. Amara's laughing. Ivy's not laughing. Eleanor's looking a little disturbed, and so is Sebastian Hale. But Amara is dying. She thinks it's the funniest thing she's heard in weeks. And Valeria can barely keep a straight face. It's monstrous what she's discussing.
There really is no accounting for taste. I want to say that out loud, but I also don't.
You go ahead, say it.
I just kind of say it like real low key. It's definitely audible, but I'm not trying to, talk over them.
All right, I want you to give me a wits plus persuasion check plus your social skills, because you were just initiated, my friend.
Social combat.
Damn. Oh my god. All right. First, discern manipulate resolve plus composure, which should be a 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2 over. So you do 2 willpower damage to her, plus 4 because the prince is in attendance. So you've just walked up and you've just shamed her with 1 almost inaudible. There's no accounting for taste. And she just stops. She looks at you. You just did 6 willpower damage to her. And she just stops and she's just like, Excuse me? What did you say to me? What did you say to me? You paramecium?
Wow, what a word!
It's a $5 word. um, I'm simply saying the occasion doesn't call for such exploits, I fear. Do you have no knowledge of the Sabbat to share should they come back, or are you simply regaling us with the dirtiest deeds done under the protection of such a collection?
Stop. She looks almost on the brink of losing it, and she just bows out and just walks away from you. You clearly have decimated her in this go around right now.
Round one, Dante. Flawless victory.
If I could, I'd be sweating so hard right now.
Eleanor and Ivy turn to look at you. Well played. Well played, sir. Very well played. Do you know something that we don't know?
Several somethings, I fear. Though I fear this company isn't exactly the ones I'd want to be sharing it with, yourselves excluded, of course.
Looks we're the only two and Sebastian. I mean, and Benedict. Don't want to share it in front of us in the Seneschal?
Well, as Valeria herself would say, she doesn't believe in coincidences, and I feel that the last several weeks in Lake Blackwater seem to somehow revolve around her, both with Silas, the Sabbat, who invaded our lodge, and this crime scene where this diary was recovered, and our esteemed Seneschal seemed fit to deliver this evidence to me, in which I've discovered evidence of a former known associate of Madame Durand, that being Jericho... Stone. His own notes inside that book that our local town sheriff found.
Those notes, it was Chief of Police who found them.
Chief of Police.
Not the Chief of Police, but they were it was City PD, not Sheriff's Department.
Right, okay.
That's super important, but it's important a little bit.
Right.
Oh my god. Fucking Dante's coming in with the artillery. It's like, oh my god, no.
Hey, look, you tell us more. Tell us more.
Well, for the lack of... the word fell out of my head. No. Nothing. Somebody was just going to ask me something before you corrected me on the Leos who had it.
I forgot what it is.
Oh, yeah. The notes themselves seem as old as the book, and perhaps from when Mr. I keep wanting to say Stone.
It is Stone.
When Mr. Stone met his final death. So nothing added by whomever had it more recently, though nothing is implicitly indicating that Madame Durand either brought the book with her, or with her reputation as being instrumental in the downfall of the Sabbat in the city. It just seems too coincidental to be coincidental. I had something else I was going to say too. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, I was hoping you were going to ask me a question.
Eleanor stops you. She goes, "What you're saying is a very grave accusation, Don."
I'm making no accusations. I'm simply implying that coincidence rarely is coincidence, and the puzzle pieces that are sitting on the table may form one picture or another.
The implications
I fear we are missing.
you painted have severe implications and gravitas.
I'm certain I'm not the only one who noticed perhaps that Madame Durand did not have a shadow following her tonight. And if that shadow isn't following her, then who is it following? I mean no disrespect under Elysium, Prince Lestrade. Merely speaking my mind. The enjoyment of the evening got the better of my tongue, and it danced away from me. I mean no disrespect.
No. Eleanor says, no, I wasn't aware that she didn't have a shadow. I hadn't paid. I would never have thought to pay that close attention to her shadow. It's not something I thought to look at. stops. She goes, that is very troubling. That is very troubling indeed. She scurries away, and Ivy looks at you. She goes, really? You are quite the insightful one, Mr. She looks to Ophil, and she goes, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Miss Burrow.
She's just needling the shit out of you.
She goes, messy eating tonight?
Oh, that is such a breach of decorum. Oh my god.
Wipes her lips.
She.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she's gonna go down because that is terrible. She should be ashamed of herself.
She's just gonna kind of shrug that off, maintain her composure, and go.
Actually,
Some of us are wolves. Some of us are mosquitoes.
Let's find out. Give me a resolve plus composure check.
Oh, resolve plus composure.
Yep, general difficulty of 4.
Okay. Do I get to factor in my extra social dice tonight?
Yeah, extra social die does apply, yes.
Fantastic. All right. So that's. Hold on.
Can I help at all?
7 plus a hunger.
Yep, 7 with hunger.
Oh, damn. You're fine.
You're fine. It does not. She does not sting you with her wounding words. Does not bruise your ego. You do not take willpower damage. But she was reaching for it. She was reaching.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I had the retort in there. I don't know if that affected it at all.
Oh
but...
yes, you make your retort. Now make your resolve your wits plus persuasion. Or charisma. Which higher? Charisma or your wits?
The same.
Okay, so use your not your wits. I'm sorry, your manipulation.
Okay, manipulation plus which one?
Plus persuasion.
Plus persuasion.
Plus your looks. Plus the looks bonus. Plus 1.
That's not much, unfortunately. Nah.
No, you don't manage to. Your witty retort does not seem to bruise her ego slightly either. And Ivy decides she doesn't want to play this game right now, and wanders away from you, feeling that she could win, but she doesn't want to draw this out. Dante, you see Valeria is glaring at you from across the room. Absolutely.
I don't even look.
You feel her glaring at you from across the room. And then you see Eleanor speaking to the prince.
That was quick.
Yeah, right. Is anybody else looking at me?
Not really. You're not the center of attention. You were earlier in the evening, but people have kind of moved on into their own greediness and their own pettiness.
Yeah, right. Where is Salvatore Ufeld?
I'm there. I'm visible there.
Do we spot you?
Probably. I'm making my way to everybody. At some point in the night, I will have basically done the check-in with everybody there. So
the one you haven't spoken to, kind of saunters over between you and other groups, is Sylvia Silk. She's another one of the. She's the primogenitor. She's the Toreador Harpy, and she floats over. And she's, Mr. Dante, he says in a long, listful voice. Your star is on the rise, but will you be full of surprise? I hear you have accusations you wish to make. Maybe
your ears work well.
Oh, the rumor travels fast at Elysium.
Indeed, it does.
apparently, Jesus.
The windows are closed and the walls are close. In many echo, it seems. No accusations, merely suppositions. No toes to be tread upon.
Tell me more about Valeria's time in New York.
Well, I wasn't there, and I'm certain there are many here who could tell you better than I. But from what I've learned... Sorry?
Tell me what you know.
well, from what I've learned, that she was in contact with many rather unscrupulous bastards. Not the least of which one Jericho Stone, who did his own experimentations, of which my clan was more recently accused of. Looking to clear our name, I discovered a notebook with the markings of Jericho Stone. And the only accusations I made are that coincidences rarely are such. And the Sabat Gangrel, who tore up our lodge and cracked the Masquerade under our watch. Taken to justice, yes, but I don't think that he came here unabetted. I think perhaps a former connection, whether animosity or otherwise, drew him here to where Valeria is. She herself has not been here that long.
You think it's possible that Sabat was hunting a former member of the Sabat? Or are you supposing that they are in bed together?
Either is always possible, though I would prefer it would be the former than the latter. I'm merely looking to find out what I can learn to put any such accusations as people are saying to bed. Stability is what I crave for many reasons. And right about now, I could use a minute to myself.
Sylvie seems
not right now, but you know.
Sylvie seems to understand what you're saying, and she turns to Ulfhild. I don't believe we've met. She offers a gloved hand to you.
I take her hand and shake it. I'm Ulfhild. It is a pleasure to meet you, madam. What is your name?
You can call me Silk. Everyone calls me Silk.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Silk.
So you're Ulfhild. You're the Dane. The 1,300-year-old Dane.
Oh, 1,300. You're not that old.
So however old you are, it's interesting that you've arrived when you did. Right on the tails of the Sabat. Another gangrel. You must understand this is very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Confusing. Confusing. So you'll have to understand that there's some superstition and some suspicion around your arrival. Though the prince seems to have given you his favor.
I hope that I have proven that I am not your adversary. I hope that I can continue to prove that.
Yes, excellent. Fantastic. I love your dress, by the way.
Thank you.
She doesn't make any mention of the blood spot. She is not wearing white, though. She is wearing all black. He did not understand the assignment.
I'm going to compliment her dress anyway. She looks lovely this evening.
Oh, it seems to be the polite thing to do. I don't know what the polite thing to do is, so I just keep doing that. She wanders away. Sorry,
Take
guys.
your time.
Yep.
No. Take your time. Yep.
I haven't smoked all day. I don't know what this is. There we go. That's better. So she wanders away, leaving the three of you pretty much, two of you to yourself for the first time in what feels like forever. And you've got a moment to breathe. Breathe. Let it in. Talk amongst yourselves. Reconvene. Discuss what you've learned this evening.
So,
I don't know what we've done.
Yeah. Ulfhild is literally going to take a nice deep breath, and she's actually trying to smell Dante's resonance right now because he's made some comments this evening, and she doesn't know what's up with him.
Oh, that's right.
What's Dante's resonance tonight?
I think I do actually have to roll for this, technically.
Yes,
it's a... Yes, there's rolls involved.
Yes, so you are going to make a resolve plus animalism versus Dante's composure plus subterfuge.
Is this a social roll?
It doesn't get your bonus to it.
Oh, okay. It's not going to be a big roll then. Composure plus subterfuge?
Yep. All right, Dante. Win allows the user to sense the how much hostility do you have in you right now?
None.
You harbor a supernatural beast.
Well, yeah, it's in my blood, you could say.
Okay. Alright, so that's what this information you get. He is not hostile. And he is
Okay.
And he has
I don't get his like residence.
No,
like
that's Bloodhound. That's different.
No, I swear it says resonance. That's why I took it. Yeah.
Reading this right?
Animal, sense the beast, as well as their hunger or equivalent level and their resonance.
Oh, his resonance is saying he's a vampire. He's got vampire resonance.
Oh no, but it doesn't apply to vampires?
No. That applies to humans.
Well, you could ask me with words like a big girl.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Dante? Dante, how are you feeling right now?
Dante is feeling many things. He can feel 2 holes being burned in the back of his head at the moment. Feels like somebody holding a magnifying glass up there. He feels like kind of the air around Ufield changed somewhere in the evening, and he's kind of like, he kind of knows where he stepped on her toes, but he doesn't know how badly he stepped on her toes. But the way she's been acting definitely changed when he brought up the whole thing with Ivy, which he was really just looking to see, again, to fill in the gaps, that because he hears so much from so many people about it. And again, it seemed kind of like Ufield knew something, and he had asked her previously, and she reassured him that all she knew is what she herself had heard tonight. But being everything that's happened over the last couple weeks, he is kind of in this investigative mode, and it's just like everything is new, nothing is stable.
To boil that down,
he feels like he's getting his sea legs. So
to boil that down to resonance, he's sanguine.
Okay. Exactly. I can't get all that, unfortunately.
You see that? You still see that crit composure roll earlier.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of tilt my glass to you and be like, it's been a rough evening. But
if I could be sweating, I would be. Perhaps we can talk about the Camarilla later, as advised by you, by our illustrious prince. All I can say in short is that it means protection, and while it does mean rather stringent rules and their consequences rather sharp, to go on one's own, I don't think that's something that any kindred would want in the world that we live in, as it were. But it is something for you to consider, and it is your choice to make, though I think that Salvatore may have overheard a conversation tonight that could probably give you pros and cons in more stark contrast if you were to ask some of our fellow party attendants.
Thank you.
Of course.
At this point, the prince stands forward. He's on the stage. And he's standing on the stage. Kindred, please have a seat.
Find a spot.
Yep. The Kindreds begin. They stop doing what they're doing, and most of them just file over toward the seats in the theater. Valeria speaks up. Come forward.
And shit.
She looks around. She had sat down, and she stands up, and she walks forward. She goes, "Join me up on stage." She does so.
Oops.
Dante, join me on stage.
Oh, crap.
I roll not to crap my pants.
An accusation, a supposition, a suspicion has been made, known to Eleanor Blackthorn, and she has brought this information to me. Valeria of Clan Lasombra, you stand suspected of involvement with the continued involvement with the Sabbat, even though I've given you my protection. You are also held under suspicion that you have something to do with the thin blood experimentation, or at least something to do with the book that was found. Dante Crow, before us all, lay out your case as much as you have.
Damn, it's too late for this. um, since our last gathering at Elysium, when it was made known that there was suspicion of the Tremere of Lake Blackwater being involved directly and conducting experimentations of the local thin blood community that are, shall we say, verboten, in only that there is written evidence of them which has threatened our very own Masquerade. We all know this well. We were all here at Elysium, save Ufeld and Marcus Vale. His involvement has been assuaged, as best I've investigated, as the acting head of the Tremere in Lake Blackwater, with Juliette Darmond convalescing after certain run-ins with other beings of the night, of which many of you have filled me in where she could not. In investigating the matter, I have attained the evidence that our local police department has, which being a diary involving test case notes about such experimentation, of which I myself was accused, as well as my fellow Tremere. And investigating to absolve us, I have discovered markings which lead me to believe it belonged to one Jericho Stone, many of you which I believe are familiar with his own acts in the city before the Inquisition. That is what it's known as, right? Is it the war?
No,
or
the Inquisition had nothing to do with that. Was the Camarilla versus the...
Okay. The changing of hands of the city from the Sabbat to the Camarilla at the turn of the millennium. My only supposition, though not direct inclination, that Madame Durand is involved in the matter is that she herself was a former Sabbat in the city, though she was instrumental in the changing of hands, as you could say. So, while I direct no direct ire towards her, nor accusation cast, merely that her association with this experimentation, this accusation, the arrival of a strange Sabbat gangrel, who also threatened our Masquerade by invading our town and co-opting several Thin Bloods to do his bidding, including kidnapping our esteemed Seneschal, Benedict Hale. This is only the map that I've drawn. There is no accusation being made directly, though, as Madame Durand has said more than once this evening, and as I brought before Madame Blackthorn and the Prince, that coincidence rarely is just that.
Valeria tilts her head, her expression unreadable as she addresses the room, rather than Dante directly. It's fascinating, isn't it? The Tremere, a clan known for their unwavering integrity, suddenly finds itself under scrutiny. And what do? They throw accusations at the nearest convenient scapegoat. Is this really about me? Or is it about your desperate need to shift suspicion elsewhere? Tell me, Dante, can you account for all your clan's activities? Or are you hoping no one looks too closely at your own hands? Pauses, letting the words sink in before she delivers the twist. You've seen how these things work before, haven't you? Accuse, isolate, eliminate. I would expect a more creative approach from a warlock. All right, so give me your wits plus...
Warlock? Bitch, please.
your manipulation plus persuasion +2 versus her manipulation plus persuasion -2, because she is full of superficial willpower damage.
The dice don't like me, but that's 5.
They do like you, damn it. They like you a lot.
I just see the blank ones, and then it's like, oh yeah, there's those.
All right. Well, you both got 5 successes, so neither one of you do anything to each other.
Willpower. Willpower.
You can't. You can spend willpower. She can't.
Yeah, I know. This is a social roll, though, isn't it?
You don't want to spend. Yeah, you don't want to spend willpower.
No, I was going to say.
All right. So continue, Dante. She has left the floor open for you. The last thing you want me to read. The last thing she said to you. You've seen how these things work before, haven't you? Accuse, isolate, eliminate. I would expect more from creative approach from a warlock.
A warlock? That's a hell of an insult, and perhaps if Juliet were here, she herself would disagree with such a word being cast about. It's funny you're lashing out, your emotional reaction to a simple note of coincidence being drawn together. I cast no dispersions on you. I asked for your assistance and you offered it. And thereupon, I find this note and linking you back to this thing, and I ask you, what do you have to say if not to cast aspersions at me on your own behalf?
Let's say for a moment that I did take certain necessary precautions. What would you have had me do, Dante? Sit idly by while the city crumbled under my own weight? Watch as the prince let it happen? Let our enemies sharpen their knives in the dark? You mistake action for treachery. That is your greatest failing. She lets the room settle before adding. Every city has its own shadow players, its whispers, its quiet hands moving pieces across the board. You know this, I know this, the prince certainly knows this, and yet here you stand shocked that someone had the foresight to maneuver before the blade was already at our throats. That is betrayal. That is survival. Make your roll.
I was gonna say, wait, what actions is she referring to?
She hasn't responded. She hasn't said.
She's just tap dancing.
Yep, she's just. That's exactly what she's doing.
Same roll.
Same roll. Yep. 3. 4. All right. So her words do seem to have an effect over with the audience around you. So she does do 4 levels of willpower damage to you because of the audience.
But I kind of had the upper hand before that one, and she didn't even say anything. Now, what does that mean? 4 superficial willpower.
What are you at now?
So I have. I don't know how to measure it. I have 4 willpower, but I have 1 superficial damage.
So that means you fill all your willpower with superficial. If you have 4 total willpower. That's all you have. That's your resolve and composure is 4, is what you're telling me.
No, it's 5.
So you have 5.
No, because I spent one.
Okay,
earlier.
So you are now impeded, just like she is impeded. You're both.
Okay.
You're both impeded. You're both tied right now. So you've lost your bonus or your extra +2 bonus because you're at a -2 right now. All right. So this is the final round. 3 and out. Let her have it. She did just tap dance around you. That's all she did. She just did use circular logic to get around you. The last thing she said to you was, and here you stand shocked that someone had the foresight to maneuver before the blade has already been at our throats. That is betrayal. That is survival.
You've yet to tell us what maneuvering you've done. What action have you taken for your own survival? Coming and seeking the refuge of our prince, that's understandable, but what action have you taken? What maneuvering of blades of your own have you done? I'm certain that everyone else at Elysium has perhaps noticed that only one attendant at Elysium does not bear a shadow following them. So, and your handling of our specter, if you want to bring up action, your handling of it was too efficient. Even for one so practiced as you, to snap a finger, was that specter perhaps not the shadow that you're missing tonight? Is it perhaps harassing some other kindred or other member of our community?
She lets silence settle. Then she exhales as if disappointed.
It's too late to lawyer, damn it.
Let's be honest with each other, Dante. You don't want justice, you want control. But control is a dangerous thing to fight for when you don't understand the piece of work. Yes, I don't have a shadow. No, you don't know why. That's not for you to know. That's for the prince to know. You and I, we both know that Tremere are already one scandal away from losing the little foothold they have. And if it's not for you, who would be the keeper of but me, an oblivion sorcerer? So of course you're lashing out at me. He turns slightly, glancing at the prince, at the Primogen who are here, letting the implication hang. So tell me, Warlock, do you want to fight or do you want a seat at the table? You can't have both.
It just had the perfect damn thing to say and it fell out of my head.
All right, roll your dice.
No, hold on. I got to rebut.
All right.
So much being said about me in the Tremere. When I think that my actions and the actions of my coterie by extension have spoken enough for my intentions to keep the stability and the masquerade of Lake Blackwater as it is, and yet you come here. I want no fight with you. I want no quarrel. You brought this quarrel to our stage. I have merely drawn pictures, dots together on a picture, and you see your face in them, and you say that it's my art, my hand that drew them. I believe that if you have such aspirations of seeking the... What position? I'm sorry.
Keeper of mysticism.
If you seek the keeper of mysticism so vocally, when my own sire, Juliet Darmond, is languishing due to other incidences at hand, and you make this place so callously at Elysium, whereupon we are otherwise celebrating the strength and stability of the Camarilla in Lake Blackwater, I think you make my case for me. I think that the dots that I've drawn together on this page look like you for good reason, and where I sought your assistance, you seemed to want to play it subterfuge. Again, I ask everybody in attendance to recognize the statements I've made, and that Valeria herself has made no statements, but merely tap danced around to draw your conclusions for you, whereupon I've shown you what I want you to see.
All right, make your roll. That was a very impassioned speech.
Well done. That was good.
Done.
And the dice hate me.
The dice don't like her either. All right, so the prince steps forward. He goes, I've heard enough from the both of you. Dante, your suspicions, they have merit. Valeria, your argument has merit as well. I'm going to take time to decide a course of action. Valeria, we are going to speak and I'm going to interrogate you. You are going to let me. If not, you can leave the city. Do you understand me? He says, yes. Seems very nervous, but yes, I understand. He goes, we're not doing it tonight. We will not mar this occasion. He looks to Dante. He goes, you're very well spoken. Prince turns and he walks off stage. Left.
Too damn late to lawyer, man.
All right. It is late, and we're going to call it here because there's not a whole lot left anyway. All right, so we're going to wrap up. We're going to spend some extra time wrapping up tonight. First of all, I know it was a different type of game. Did everyone have fun?
Yes, I did, but
Yeah.
Holy God.
Yeah, well, I wanted to clarify at the start of the session because you were like, oh, I hope everybody has like, I'm looking forward to it as a player. My character is dreading it.
Did you guys achieve? Let me ask you a quick question. Did you achieve the goals you wanted to achieve at Elysium?
Kind of, yeah.
In a less subtle way than hoped, but yes.
Okay.
I didn't exactly get what I was looking for, but I walked away with some other information I wasn't expecting, so that's cool.
Okay. And I forgot to ask beforehand. What was everyone? Now I'll ask. Now that it's over, what was your goal for Elysium tonight? We'll start with Nerd at Art.
Well, more than anything, I knew that Salvatore was kind of looking for like information on Ivy, and so I was thinking, okay, like I know she's friends with Eleanor. Maybe if I can like chat up Eleanor, she can help me get this information on Ivy. And then, like as soon as we walk in, Ivy's like, "Here's all the tea." And I was like, okay, I don't know what we're after anymore. So I just kind of was like, no, it's all good. But that's just it. Is that like I didn't know that she was so open about it. You know, like I think we were all kind of under the impression that she was like hiding the fact that she like tempted these werewolves in. But then she's just like, no, it was totally my fault. I brought them to us, and my bad. Like, okay.
Yeah, that kind of like took the sales out for me. I was like, oh well, shit.
No, but that works. I mean, it's the information I was looking for. It just wasn't the information I was expecting.
Okay. I see how I could have done that better. Well, I'll be more constant to that in the future. Salvatore.
Oh, and I didn't see it as a problem. Yeah.
Snoop around, not put my foot in my mouth. If I get something cool, if not, that's fine. I'm playing backseat tonight. That's totally fine. I just want to have some cool interactions.
And that's okay?
That's okay.
That's okay? All right. Just wanted to make sure, because I know there wasn't a lot of action going on tonight, or a lot of mystery solving.
Fine. I was, wanting to just interact with. So yeah, he went around to pretty much everybody. If something came up and there was a cool organic conversation, cool. If not, well, okay, that's cool too.
Okay, Dante, you had a lot going on tonight.
Freaking did, man. I wanted.
On this.
What's that?
We're catching you up on some stuff. There you go. Go get it.
Yeah, well, Dante was like, he wanted to see what elbows he could rub with the newfound renown that he kind of fell into with his salon, and then being, rescuing Hale. He wanted to fill in his gaps on the whole Juliet situation, because he's heard mentions of this Ivy. He's only kind of seen her. He heard just in passing of Salvatore and Ufil being at her salon, or the salon where some ish went down. But he's still kind of like clueless on that. And he wanted to find some sort of in to kind of get the knowledge that he gleaned from the book to the people, the kindred at Elysium. He wanted to do it kind of without like tipping his hand, but when it came up, it's just like, if you're asked, you kind of have to like. So yeah, he's just he's like, okay, I got where I wanted to, but I didn't want to get here this fast, kind of. But the game plays the way the game plays.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my bad. I fell off with the pacing a little bit. These are hard scenes to run. It's not like running a dungeon. It actually kind of is like running a dungeon, where each room is a different social encounter, and it's kind of hard. I saw Salvatore just scribbling down stuff on his relationship map. I mean, retired liver Bravo just scribbling away, going crazy.
I'm taking all the notes, trying to
get all the notes. But I had a blast tonight. I really did. It's fun getting to role play a lot of different characters. We won't be doing games like this consistently. It's not like every week we're going to be coming back to Elysium. It's going to be. I plan to do it like a once a season kind of thing, where we do a big Elysium kind of game. It's to decompress, and now then next we'll go into resolution, because that's one thing that I've noticed in the survey that I did for Werewolf. People want plot resolution. And we're so close to resolving this plot. Your main plot. We are so close. We're right on the cusp of doing it.
Maybe if I could have investigated the crime scene.
maybe. You know what? Possibly. If if you hadn't freaked out.
What are we missing? Is there something that our characters would have picked up that as players we're just...
No. Dante was at the place in a downtime action, and he got a messy failure and had a paranoia compulsion and called off the heist. He was right there, but his paranoia got the best of him, and that wasn't even my call. He too
exposed.
Yeah, he was too exposed, so he decided he's going to come back at a later time. That's pretty much all that was necessary. And I think you guys are right there. You guys have been solving the mysteries. You've been going along, putting it together. You made a good assumption tonight with the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You made a really good assumption. All right. So now we're gonna go do our normal thing. What you liked, what you didn't like. So I'm always interested in hearing about that. What your favorite role play was, and your favorite. We're not gonna do favorite role play. We're gonna do your favorite NPC and your favorite scene tonight. We're going to start with Nerded Art.
I think my favorite NPC tonight was probably Annabelle. She was certainly the most interesting encounter. And I think that with the prince asking her about joining Camarilla, she might even seek out like Lucian in her downtime to like get more of his perspective, because she's not feeling positive about the idea of joining them. I think my favorite moment of the night, besides slamming the lady's face on the counter, was when I don't even remember who it was that asked me like, "Oh, is that so and so's dress?" And I was like, shit.
Lady Blackwater. I think you killed her dressmaker, or at least knocked her out.
No, I knocked her out. Yeah, I didn't want to kill her.
Is that a Covington?
Yep.
Shit.
Maybe.
What you didn't like?
I always have a hard time coming up with things I didn't like. I had a really good time. The drama was fantastic. Yeah, again, I don't really have anything bad to say. I had a good time.
Don't think of it as something bad. It's even constructive criticism. Anything like that. Anything that it does. And if you can't go with anything, don't strain yourself. But if something does pop up, don't feel free to let me know. Dante, liked, disliked, favorite scene, favorite NPC.
My favorite NPC was frickin' God, my brain. Why can't I think of her name? Valeria Durand. That bitch. She was just so heinous, and I loved having my bonus for my social rolls to kind of like even the playing field, even though. So I say the dice don't hate me. I think having more dice really just kind of lets the universe speak clearer for the story, and I think it went the way it was supposed to. My favorite scene was kind of where I cut her down, where it's just like she's talking about smashing people into the ground, and it's just like, fucking have some taste, bitch. And like, but then it's one of those things where it's like, okay, and then it's, oh well, what exactly are your feelings on her? And you know, I kind of went to kind of tip my hat a little, and then I dropped my hat rabbit and all on the floor, and it just kind of starts the dominoes up, you know, falling, and it's like, oh, okay, here comes the river, and I'm using a lot of fucking analogies. Excuse my language. It's like a lot of metaphors. A magic trick into a river, but whatever. I'm tired. Like I said, it's too late to lawyer, but you know what? Pulling that out of my ass at midnight after being awake since 6 o'clock.
You did great. You did really good, man. All right. What you didn't like? That's too late.
I can be a gregarious person as the player, not as Dante's fine, but me personally, it's like trying to figure out how to tiptoe around social situations like this where there's like power players and pomp and circumstance. It's kind of like, okay, if I don't go up to people, what do I do? And so it's like, I can't wait for them to come up, but I kind of wish they would. And, you know, it's just kind of feeling that part out. That's the, like you said, you know, feeling about the pacing and stuff like that. It's like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know which order I need to do it in. And that's just my hyper rational brain. But it's not a dislike, obviously. Like you said, it's just the only consternation I had for the encounter. But it goes with this type of social thing. And like I said at the beginning, when we do it a second time, we'll do it faster.
Yep.
We'll be more sure of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. That's retired 11 Bravo, a.k.a. Salvatore Ricci. Tell me what you liked, your constructive criticism. That's what we're going to call it from now on. Your favorite NPC and your favorite scene.
let's see. I enjoyed when Oldfield bounced the chicks off the counter. I was not expecting that.
Neither was I.
I was not prepared. Oh, she did that. Oh no. Okay. And then also when Dante just slapped the Lasombra down so hard. It's like, oh. And it's like that was a shot heard around the room, kind of like, oh.
Yeah. Everybody collectively went, oh shit.
And ask, and then it's just all like, oh no. And I'm sitting here going, oh, don't say anything, don't say anything. Be cool, be really cool, be cool. Oh, he wants to be cool. He said other things. And it's just like, oh my god. So it's watching the train wreck from a distance. But I'm just glad it wasn't me because I would have fucking choked. Let's see. Best NPC. That's tough. I like Annabelle, but Valeria really chewed screen. Because, man, when she came out fighting. I was like, oh, it's on. So that was really good. So, and a dislike, I think I would have liked to have been, I think it might just be because he's Nosferatu. But he spent at least half of the event visible, and nobody came to him. But that just might be a thing.
That's my fault. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I made you go to everybody. I didn't even think about that. I apologize. That was me bringing, not even thinking
that's
about
a thing. That's me trying to come up with something as constructive criticism. So.
That's not even something I'd even considered, and I will. Because I had plenty of people going to Ulfhild, I had plenty of people going to Dante, and I had you going to people. It was different. I was definitely yeah, exactly. I was doing what are you doing as opposed to they were coming to you.
Yeah, I think I made it harder by being socially awkward. And I think you might have, just been kind to me. Well, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So
I really liked Alaric tapping you on the shoulders though, and you pulling a knife on him at Elysium. That was so bold.
Yeah, he's so sneaky. I mean, he takes my sneak and he just so much better at it, and it's just that natural reaction. Like,
you used to LARP, right? You used to LARP. Mm-hmm. Robin, you remember how you'd hold up a certain number of fingers so you're obfuscate? I remember one time being at a game in Texas, and I was standing there with one finger, and there was someone standing next to me like this. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's Alaric. That's Alaric. All right, so
we're sitting there doing this. It's like, all right, cool. You go where you want. What's on? Yeah.
All right. So what I liked about game, I like Elysium style games. I think they're a lot of fun. I like the social combat. I like those rules. I think they give teeth to the social. They give teeth to the social aspect of the game. And it uses willpower, and you might have less willpower than you have health, which is probably the case because most people build toward health, not toward willpower.
I've got willpower,
so
that's why I use it.
My favorite NPC of the night was I liked Valeria. She did get to choose some scenery up with Dante at the end. That was a lot of fun. My favorite scene was the dressmaker scene. I had a completely different idea of the way that was going to go, but I got my dressmaker in.
Did you have to roll?
I was really curious what your plan was for it too, and then I was just like, "Shit, I don't have a way to pay this lady. Do I like her? No, I don't like her. Bam!
I want to tell you something."
Yeah, exactly.
I was totally, when you were going up to look at it. And I was like, oh, go ahead, please take a look, and step back. I was like, I'm stepping into attack mode.
Yeah.
And then you went, bam!
Clean and simple.
My constructive criticism for me is pacing. Pacing is hard.
Pacing is probably the hardest thing.
I ran into a pacing issue last night. I had a pacing issue today. It seems to be a theme. Pacing is very difficult. It's only 12:30 now. I planned this out to go to 1 o'clock. Thankfully, we're not going to 1 o'clock because I know people are tired. So I know.
Oh, do you have constructive criticism for us as players? What could we do better with our characters?
The only
and
thing,
you got 3 of us, so go ahead.
All right. So the only thing you could possibly do, read your clans, know your clan material, know your lore. There's a lot of lore to know. I mean, I'm only asking you to read one book, and that's the stuff that's in your book. I have other books that I can send your way, like the Camarilla book, which is could be important, or the Player's Guide, which is really good. The Player's Guide's really good. It's got a lot of essays in it about stuff. Really good essays, not bad essays. Really good essays. No one's gonna essay you.
You should see Nerded Art's book.
It's completely tabbed out. I saw it on stream. It's completely tabbed out.
Yeah.
Thing. I saw it yesterday, and my OCD just went.
Yeah, that's my only constructive criticism. It's not even criticism. It's just going forward. Just know your. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard because the camera just completely gets rid of it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Ah,
look at that.
The crazy tab system.
Crazy tabs. I'm
still missing tabs though. I need to add more tabs.
Know your lore. That's the big thing. It's hard. It's hard writing for Ulfield a little bit because you don't have the basic knowledge, the camera and stuff like that. So it's a little hard writing for that, but that's nothing I can't overcome. I think we're doing a good job together. I've got no constructive criticism with Dante. Stop being so hard on yourself. Yeah, you're doing just fine. So stop being so hard on yourself. And for Salvatore, be a little bit more confident in your social skills. You got them. You definitely have the chops. It's not just Salvatore. I can see you're a little reticent to jump in sometimes, but it's okay. You're not taking over the whole scene by jumping in and enjoying yourself for a little bit.
No worries.
So it's not even constructive criticism; it's just things that I see. So otherwise, we're gonna give everyone 5 XP tonight.
Ooh,
5 XP. Does anyone buy anything good with that 5 XP? I thought you were supposed to be turning into a wolf soon, Ulfield.
Yeah. Animalism level 1, I am 2 XP off, so I have to wait.
It's got to do with downtime, yep.
Yeah.
It's got to do with downtime. Speaking of downtimes this week, folks, we are moving to Tuesday schedule and Thursday. We're not doing Wednesdays and Fridays because I have actual things that have come up on those days, so we're moving to Tuesdays and Thursdays, which shouldn't be too bad, which means I'll be back here tomorrow at 11, God damn it. If anybody wants to do downtimes with me, feel free. Let me know. Send me an email. Just let me know on the Discord. For those who don't know, we do have a Discord now. But I need to change the. There it is. That's the actual one. That's the link to our Discord where you can be a viewer and you can see how the sausage is made. You can see some of the role play that goes on between games. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. Everyone, I want to thank you all for being here. Let's find someone to raid out to.
Thank you, Zed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I like doing it. I really like doing it.
I'm really curious about the talk between Victor Lestrade and Ulfield about her age and just showing up. I'm really curious about that.
Oh yeah, I'm welcome to fill you in on whatever information you like during some downtime sessions this week. He didn't really have much to say other than I got my eye on you.
All right, I think we're gonna raid Retro Perspective tonight. I don't know how much longer he's going. I was gonna raid Big D, but it looks like he's finishing up.
Yep.
I'm so tired.
Losing my breath, guys. All right, so let's get this raid started.
Everybody have a good night. Great job, everybody.
Have a great night. Thank you for being here. I will see you for our downtimes. And our next game is Saturday, 9 p.m. Thanks everyone for joining me. Here we go. All right, thanks.